In Vividale, 350 metres to go. Star Dreamer's popped the big question now, and she's popped up on the outside of Shining Wind to vie for the lead. Blue Jay Way boxing on gamely. Here comes Aces and Kings and Easy now on the outside. Shining Wind's kicked again. Shining Wind has just about beaten off Star Dream. Aces and Kings and Easy now on the outside, coming up to Shining Wind. But this is going to be a real boil over. Shining Wind first. Shining Wind has beaten Aces and Kings and Easy now. Blue Jay Way and Luskin.
Shining Wind scoring at 33 to 1. I don't think we'll get those odds next time. He's a lovely type of colt, and I think he has a big future. Race 4, and Neil Williams supporters were really on their knees at this stage. They threw in for a big win on the Victorian 3-year-old Abstraction. Now he just cruises past the leaders inside the 200 metres. He looks set for a comfortable victory, but Paolina, desperately ridden, Never Say Die ride by Mike Pilling, coming back on the inside of Abstraction, who appears to lose concentration, and right on the wire, Paolina edges in front of the favourite. Abstraction certainly was difficult to find an excuse for him in the straight, but he was slowly away, and obviously he's a colt who I think you have to really time your run on. He just, when he got to the front, started to loaf. Race 5 was the main event, the Tattersalls Cup. There was a heavy shower just before this race, and it delighted the former New Zealand trainer Nigel Landers, who had Plume d'Orvay in this race. Now he's the leader over on the inside. You'll notice the runner-up, Silver Sierra, gets squeezed back just at this point, and he's actually third last at this stage as they turn out of the straight.
A length away third is Sea Scandal. Clyde a little bit wide. Rajamar a bit deep, and Scar Villa a bit wide. He's about 6 deep there, Scar Villa. Bronx Bomber next on the inside. Take the Kitty just up in advance of Bronx Bomber. 1 to Kenzai. Sanhedrin's Pride getting a fair way back with Silver Sierra. Be Reasonable. And Swift Cheval immediately drops out last. Heading towards the back, 1,600 metres out, and the Kiwis, they make play out in front. It's Plume d'Orvay by a length on Mr. Kingston Lane. Sea Scandal a length and a half away third, and a head back fourth on the outside is Rajamar. 2 to Clyde on the outside and Take the Kitty, nicely placed. 1.5 to Bronx Bomber, Kenzai in the middle, and Scar Villa a bit wide, then Be Reasonable. Silver Sierra's a long way back in the field, and together at the rear, we've got Sanhedrin's Pride on the outside of Swift Cheval. 1,200 metres out. Plume d'Orvay is cruising along out in front. It's Plume d'Orvay by a length. Second, Mr. Kingston Lane. Rajamar third on the outside of Sea Scandal. 2 to Scar Villa, now taking closer order, moving up to be fifth on the outside of Clyde and Take the Kitty. A length and a half to Kenzai. Bronx Bomber on the inside. 2 to Silver Sierra. Then Be Reasonable. 2 to Swift Cheval, and Sanhedrin's Pride is last. Heading down the side, short of 1,000 to go. Plume d'Orvay a half in front. Mr. Kingston Lane second. Sea Scandal is a length and a half away third on the inside. Scarville is starting to go forward. Rajamar is up on the outside of that pair. A length further back to Take the Kitty, and in the middle is Clyde. 2 to Kenzai now going forward as well. Bronx Bomber on the inside, 1 to Silver Sierra, then Be Reasonable, Swift Cheval. Sanhedrin's Pride last of all. Coming towards the home turn, 450 metres to go. Plume d'Orvay has had a lovely run out in front, and he looks to be cruising as they set sail for the judge. It's Plume d'Orvay kicking away, 2 lengths in front, now 3 clear. Rajamar to the outside, Mr. Kingston Lane boxing on gamely. Sea Scandal over on the inside, Kenzai well back in the field. They've got to catch this leader yet, 250 metres out. Plume d'Orvay nicely clear. Sea Scandal now into second place. Silver Sierra making ground steadily on the outside. York snuck a look over the shoulder. He's clear on Plume d'Orvay, and he looks as though he's got it. Silver Sierra in second place, and then Sea Scandal and Kenzai making ground. But Plume d'Orvay, it's go to woe. Plume d'Orvay first, second.
Good front-running ride there by Brian York, and Michael Boyce, as we suggested earlier, was outed until July 9 for his ride on Silver Sierra. And we'll show the slow-mo of the straight and this incident where Silver Sierra on the outside has actually moved in and caused a tightening to several runners. You can see there. Now, one to suffer here, not to a marked degree, was Kenzai, who's going back towards the inside. He's a bit mud-splattered, but he's in red and green colours, and he starts to make up plenty of ground late in the race right along the fence. But it's Silver Sierra continuing to shift in under pressure and going out after the comfortable leader, Plume d'Orvay. And Kenzai, you'll notice, gets right along the fence, and he's just edged out by the Victorian Bronx Bomber for third. A good performance by last year's Melbourne Cup winner, Kenzai. He wasn't really suited, I don't think, by the slightly damp track, and he's going to have an easy few weeks now before he starts to gear up for that second assault on the Melbourne Cup. And I think the Les Bridge stable are pretty confident he can make it back-to-back cups. Race 7 yesterday was the Healy Stakes, a triumph for top trainer Bruce McLaughlin and his #1 rider Brian York scoring here on Lots of Rule, who's a big performance. He's the widest runner. And just coming to his outside is stablemate Mary Ruler, who both run on strongly.
3 lengths in front. In second place, Power Arrow. On the outside, Rendu starting to pick up ground. Then Sheer Force and Never Too Close. Mirabin in front. He's starting to stop. Rendu cutting him down on the outside. Lots of Rule to Mary Ruler, steaming home as well. Mirabin's just in front of Rendu. Lots of Rule coming after Rendu, and he's just about got him. Rendu's kicky again. They hit it. Lots of Rule. Lots of Rule got up to beat Rendu.
Big effort by Lots of Rule under his big weight and wide throughout, and he's a real specialist over the 1200 metres at Eagle Farm. Final event in what had been a graveyard for punters at the Tattersalls meeting yesterday. Something to cheer about at last as Neil Williams brings Bo Zephyr to the outside in those distinctive white and blue colours, and the giant galloper runs on very strongly to score.
Bo Zephyr, he's chiming in on the outside. King of the Galaxy sprinted to the front, past for Stacey, 300 metres out. Bo Zephyr coming at them quickly on the outside, and Mighty Grey is starting to wind up now. Bo Zephyr's in front, he's flat. Mighty Grey chasing him on the outside, then King of the Galaxy. But here's one for the poor old punters in the last race. Bo Zephyr with Williams driving him hard to the post, and he scores. Bo Zephyr first, second Mighty Grey.
Well, I suppose we can't begrudge the bookies a winning day. They took a real hammering over the long weekend at Eagle Farm, so it was their day yesterday at Tats. Randwick yesterday, first leg of the treble down there. Race 4 went to Retford, ridden by Gavin Duffy. He was also outed for 3 weeks for causing interference. You'll notice over the final part, Retford ducks in under extreme pressure. A very aggressive ride by Gavin Duffy.
300 to travel here. Natural Habit goes out after Prince Invader. Mr. Marceau between them. Then King Chaos, followed by Retford coming with a wet sail. And Nixon inclined to labour at the 150. Retford out after Prince Invader. Then Mr. Marceau. Retford gobbles up Prince Invader. He wanted to bore in a shade, didn't create any worry to Prince Invader, and he'll win Retford. Retford beat Prince Invader.
Middle pin of the treble down there, and Sailor V coming right along the inside, knocks out the pacemaker Super Seal, who looked certain to score halfway down the straight. He was well clear, but Sailor V in the yellow and black colours gets right along the inside.
3 or 4 Silvita, then Galactic Warrior, Teledari, Persian Portatilla, Prince and Exceptional Angel. At the 300, Super Seal, 3 lengths Galactic Warrior, Teledari, and 2 Exceptional Angel, 2:20 to go. And Super Seal still shows the way. About 2 lengths on Galactic Warrior, Teledari, and Sailor V coming up on the inner. Super Seal is still in front. Sailor V is absolutely flying. Super Seal in front, but Sailor V's going to beat it and beat it convincingly.
Well, the final leg of the treble down there, and Mighty Reserve, the last start Eagle Farm winner, dashed away with what looked like a winning break at the 200 metres. He started a paddle from that point, and Denaric and Wayne Harris at 16 to 1 knocked out the favourite.
3/4 of a length now. Mighty Reserve sticking right to the inside rail, is not done with, and again moves to Please Reply and heads him off, and is looking good at the 250. Mighty Reserve. The boy Troy Phillips sitting down to punch him out. He's 2.5 lengths on Please Reply. Denaric running home pretty well. The leader Mighty Reserve. Here comes Denaric. Phillips gets desperate on Mighty Reserve. Denaric might get him, will he? Yeah, Denaric's finishing right over Mighty Reserve, who's stopped like a prick balloon, and Denaric gets up to win from Mighty Reserve.
We switch now to Moonee Valley, and the first leg of the treble down there went to Harry White, who scored on Detenue. He had to really be desperate towards the finish. He gets a split in the centre to just beat Lord Tiamo.
Lord Tiamo straightened about 3/4 in front. Detenue driving home in the middle, and Boldilly further out from Beau Courier. In the straight, the leader, Lord Tiamo. Detenue, Boldilly gradually getting to it. Detenue might be going better in the middle, moved up to Lord Tiamo and Boldilly. Detenue and Lord Tiamo coming to the line, or Detenue and O's. Detenue or a dead heat between them.
Race 5 over a fraction more than 1,000 metres provided a good finish with Disputed Pearl just edging out Raw Edge, who battled on very strongly. It's Raw Edge in front at this stage. Disputed Pearl makes a quick move and looks set to score, but has to have a real battle with the leader.
Raw Edge in front, Disputed Pearl coming at it on the outside. They're well clear of the others, headed by Fighting Man. Raw Edge and neck in front, Disputed Pearl wearing it down. Stride for stride, Disputed Pearl going home better. Disputed Pearl gets up to win. Ahead on the post to Raw Edge.
First-class ride from Simon Marshall gave victory to Lord Delamere in the final leg of the treble down there. You'll notice him sweating behind the leaders on the fence in blue colours. He eventually switches out 3 wide in the straight and runs on strongly.
Beau's Ambition swept up to Beau Radiant. Beau George gone. Lord Delamere trying to get out. Then Asterman and Nakundra. Nazinski in front when they straighten from Beau's Ambition. Lord Delamere now getting a run. Nazinski just in front. Lord Delamere gets out, charges up to grab him. Over on the inside, Beau Radiant. Lord Delamere took the lead, and Lord Delamere gets up to win a length and a quarter. Nazinski, a half Asterman third.
Well, that's our racing segment this morning, I suggest you follow Merry Ruler. That's the horse to follow from yesterday's meeting. He ran on very strongly to finish third in the Healy Stakes and looks like he's coming back to form. We've got meetings this week at Eagle Farm on Wednesday, the big liquor day up at Gatton on Thursday. You can get the buses from all around southeast Queensland there, and at Doomben next Saturday.
Thank you, Pat. Yep, and we'll be back in a moment to talk to Jim.
Table Club's just behind them. Plume d'Orvier on the inside. He's pushed along a little bit. He's trying to work his way clear. Miss Stevenson on the outside, and then Some Charm. Burglar of Banff, the leader. 250 metres to go. Plume d'Orvier into the clear on the outside. He's cutting down Burglar of Banff and Mr. Kingston Lane. Then Sam Hedren's Pride. Burglar of Banff, he's not going to give in. He's just in front. Sam Hedren's Pride getting up on the inside. Plume d'Orvier the outside. Burglar of Banff just in front, and the Burglar's beaten them.
Well, it was a great front-running display by Burglar of Banff and a training triumph for Mick Mayer. He's been mixing the horse's distances up, but he knew what he was doing. And Lloyd Brazier, who doesn't get the raps he probably deserves, he's been riding very successfully at Caloundra for the last 18 months or so. He rode a well-judged race out in front. You can see Burglar of Banff. It appeared the Tats Cup winner, Plume d'Orvier, was going to run him down about the 300-metre mark, and Larry Olsen had given the New Zealander every chance, but Burglar of Banff battling on well. Now, look at the horse on the extreme outside in the red colours. A good run from the 3-year-old Jubilee Jack, because he was the chief sufferer in interference soon after the start, and he was inconvenienced on a number of other occasions during the race. And I thought his effort to finish 6th and a fast closing 6th was a very good trial for the Grafton Cup on July 14. And we're going to switch now to the Sydney meeting, and we're going to pick up the action in the second. We want to show Mick Dittman, who scores here on Regal Prize. And you'll notice Dittman's action with the whip in the left hand. He's not really comfortable, but he has improved this area of his riding since he went to Sydney. It's Regal Prize in front and Nixon in close pursuit.
Straight and Corrido Prince down to the 350 metres. Regal Prize in front. Nixon goes to second now. Third placing taken on the outside by Farzak, and then Just Trish. Regal Prize past the 200, a length and a half clear. On the outside, Nixon is second, but Regal Prize is holding Nixon, and then Connie Debut. But it's Regal Prize in no danger. Nixon won't reach him, and Regal Prize wins well. Nixon second, third place.
Regal Prize, a promising type from the Tommy Smith stable, and Tom's, as always, got some high hopes for Regal Prize. He's setting him for some of the feature races during the early part of the Spring Carnival. Dittman again in the third, and he scores here on Exist, a Bletchingley filly, and watch his contrasting style with the whip in the right hand this time. Now he's one off the fence on Exist. He really gets desperate with the whip below the 200 metres, and the filly fights on courageously.
Creek and Melissa's Bell, and then a break to Bold Captive if it heads the others down to the 300 metres, and on the outside Exist is just in front. Cafe Opera sticking on well, followed by Colouring, and at the head of the others Bold Captive. Exist. Dittman working overtime on the filly. She's a length. Cafe Opera, Little Miracles, Treetop Creek, and Andy's Pearl getting out. Exist in front. Little Miracles on the outside, trying hard to pick her up, won't make the grade. Exist has just beaten.
There is a widely held theory in Sydney racing circles that the leaders have a distinct advantage at Rose Hill. The first 4 races won by horses leading throughout, and the fourth was Janelli, starting at 33 to 1. Ridden by Craig Carmody and turned out in good style by Harry Clark. Janelli clear, and a great result for the bookies, defeating Celebrity Lover.
2 lengths Celebrity Lover ahead. The outside is Stately Image. 1.5 to Macro Girl, 3 deep. Short Black the middle, and Track Red the rail, then Flash Fable. And the others headed by Helen's Choice and Irish Maiden, Homeward Bound. And Janelli by 2 lengths on Celebrity Lover. Third on the outside is Stately Image. And then comes Short Black with 300 to go. He's sitting as quiet as a church mouse on Janelli. Johnston's gone for the whip on Celebrity Lover, a length and 3/4 from Janelli, and 2.5 to Short Black. But now Janelli's rider, Craig Carmody, shakes up the 4-year-old chestnut mare. Celebrity Lover trying hard to pick up Janelli, but all to no avail, and Janelli, another one that's led all the way.
Yes, another one leading throughout, 33 to 1. Race 5, the McKell Cup. It was expected to be a pretty easy one for the imported Natsky, who's been going great guns. Started long odds on, but boy, it was the last hop Natsky got home. Another one for Mick Dittman, a treble yesterday at Rose Hill, scoring from Gally Gaskins, who cleared out as they come to the corner in the green. Natsky in hot pursuit.
After Gally Gaskins, and as they turn the corner in the McKell Cup, Gally Gaskins a length and 3/4 on Natsky. Prince Toranag is in third place, and then Sailor V at the 300 metres. And Gally Gaskins' rider pulls the whip, so too does Dittman on Natsky. Natsky bridging the gap on Gally Gaskins, a long gap Sailor V. Gally Gaskins on the inside, just in front of Natsky, a minute to Sailor V. Gally Gaskins and Natsky. Natsky coming at Gally Gaskins. Gally Gaskins, Natsky. Natsky might have. It's a close one. Natsky's lunged it.
Well, those punters who laid the 2s on Natsky can thank Mick Dittman as we show you the slow-mo of the final stages, and you can see the great vigour of Dittman as he really powers Natski home. Now, it's Gally Gaskins giving plenty over on the inside for Rodney Hardwick. Gally Gaskins, his chances look very remote, even inside the 100-metre mark here. It's a very deceptive photo. He just appeared to change stride there. He flattens out again, goes out after Gally Gaskins, and it's right in the last stride he manages to get the bob of the head in to just tip out Gally Gaskins in a very deceptive photo. Race 7, the Southern Cross, it went to Northern Realm, and it was a superb rails-hugging ride from Malcolm Johnston to come from about 12th on the home turn to defeat Chez Paris.
And Expected Journey is the pilot. 3/4 Killarney Hill, Barkham, hard ridden from Butterfly Star and Ras Flyer. A break then to Shinakima, and then Kentucky Drummer, Eye of the Sky, Wonder Royal Reel as they commence the swing. Then Chez Paris, Gem Biscant, Great Vein, Northern Realm, and Last Balmoral. Homeward bound in the Southern Cross. And Killarney Hill now the leader. 3/4 Butterfly Star, Expected Journey out in the centre is boxing on well. And then Ras Flyer and Eye of the Sky from Kentucky Drummer. 200 to go. Tiley pulls the whip on Killarney Hill. Expected Journey, Butterfly Star, Northern Realm getting up on the inside from Ras Flyer, but Killarney Hill, the favourite, still in front. Here comes Northern Realm after Killarney Hill. Butterfly Star runs on, but Northern Realm will win it. Northern Realm and Mal Johnston have beaten the fast finishing Chez Paris.
Well, that was Johnston at his best. Now, I think you can see why they call him Miracle Mal when he can get a rails run like that. In fact, there was room probably for 2 or 3 horses on the inside of the favourite Killarney Hill. We'll switch now to Flemington yesterday, and it was Grand National Hurdle Day. And that's where we pick up the action in race 4. It went to Barry's Gold, who led throughout. This is a bold display and a good performance here.
Front now of Common Prayer, then Lord of the Mist on the outside from Dulac back on the fence. Pulled out very wide in the field, Lord of the Mist, Kremlin out in about 8th when they turn for home. 400 out, Clint on the outside of Hewler Hall. Cyrilism trying to get a run, gets through. Black Manor joins them on the outside. Here's Kremlin starting to wind up down the outside, and Flamenco King going with it with Lord of the Mist. At the 200 now, Black Manor took the lead. Flamenco King's going to be the danger on the outside with Kremlin. Flamenco King has swept to the front now from Cyrilism and Kremlin battling on, but Flamenco King's racing away, and Flamenco King will win 3 lengths. Kremlin second, a half away third is Cyrilism, then Black Manor.
We just threw that one in to see if you were still awake. We're going to ask questions later. That, in fact, was race 3, a bonus for you. It went to Flamenco King. That was the Spring Classics preview, the 1,600-metre race, and Flamenco King does look a very promising type. With fingers crossed, we'll go now to the Grand National Hurdle and Barry's Gold, the grey, leading throughout. We're going to have that in a second. Here we go.
A mile from them with Fayette County Toyd. Lonely Knights and 4 lengths last of all, double again. In the straight they race. Real Purpose the leader, straightened up about 3 in front of Oban. Noble Kid over on the inside, given a crack with a whip, and then Wandering Duke. Lord Delamere pulled to the outside and a gap to Ima Redmond. Down to the 300, and it's Real Purpose about 2 in front of Oban. Lord Delamere on the outside, running home very quickly. Noble Kid is struggling. Lord Delamere's raced up to Real Purpose now. Oban battling on, went back to the rail. 200 to go. Lord Delamere took the lead from Real Purpose, who's fighting on. Then Oban, Noble Kid from a mile back, Lonely Knights, but Young Marshall sent this away, Lord Delamere. It's holding Real Purpose and Lonely Knights at bay, and in the run to the line it's Lord Delamere by nearly 2 lengths. Real Purpose second, ahead third.
Well, it is July, not April Fool's Day. We're tricking you up. That was race 5. We'll get back to race 4 shortly, we hope. Race 5 went to Lord Delamere, and he's really going great guns at the moment. Simon Marshall, we saw ride him superbly at Moonee Valley last start, and he's really going in tremendous form at the moment, Marshall. Now, we hope this is Braquillo in race 7.
Back Lakeside Star, Cammy pulled out deep from Celso. Winner on the fence, followed by Braquillo. Then came Jatova, Raw Scribe, Rouge Basson, Red Henry and Drury Sun. In the straight, Old Acquaintance a length in front. On the outside, under pressure, Game Lord. Coming up them out wide of Bellevue Hill. They're followed by Lord Scotia, then Silver Kells, and then Winter. And down the outside, Braquillo and Cammy. Old Acquaintance over a length in front. Struggling a little, Bellevue Hill. Now he goes for Hands and Heels riding, and Braquillo finishing quickly on the outside with Cammy. They've grabbed Old Acquaintance, Braquillo, Lord Scotia and Cammy have got to the front. Braquillo put his head in front of Cammy. Bellevue Hill back on the inside, and Braquillo will get the money. Braquillo by a length on the post to Cammy. A neck away.
Well, we got the 3 races from Flemington. We haven't got race 4 for you, but we can tell you that it was Barry's Gold. A great front-running display over the hurdles yesterday, the 4,800 metres, starting at 10 to 1. The favourite, Sir Agrafo, had every chance. He was a struggling third on the line. Well, that's our racing segment this morning. We'd like to remind you that it's Beaudesert Boys Town Day on Thursday. It's a great cause down there, and we'd like everyone to support that meeting. It's going to be a very good race meeting, but it's also a great social occasion as well. That's our racing.
Boy is the joint leader with Exotic Native. Bold Tyson under pressure. Shake a Leg coming to the outside. Dawnco starting to pick up ground, and then Roll a Dollar. Golden Boy hit the lead 300 metres out. Shake a Leg coming after Golden Boy. Exotic Native gone over on the inside, but Shake a Leg shot to the front with 100 metres to go. It's Shake a Leg shooting away from them, a length and a half clear, and the big Plonks in. He's got them. Shake a Leg's too good for them, and they're under the post. He's going to score by 2 lengths. Shake a Leg first, tight second and third.
Race 3, the first leg of the treble yesterday. Len Hill on the comeback trail. He scored at Caloundra at his first ride a few weeks ago, and he scored his first city win since resuming on Gallant Ruler in the third. Gallant Ruler chalking up his 14th win from a career of 26 starts. A very, very smart sprinter.
Hamilton the outside, just in front of Lemon Bitter. Copenhagen in the middle to take her up on the outside. Gallant Ruler can't get a crack at them at the moment. Yo Hamilton just in front. Gallant Ruler getting into the clear, coming after Yo Hamilton to take her on the outside. The favourite dashed up, hit the lead. Hill's giving him a couple of smacks with the whip. He shoots a length clearer to take her and Yo Hamilton. And Gallant Ruler, he's spearing through the going now, and he's racing on to score easily. And Gallant Ruler goes on and wins. To take a second.
Very clever ride by Len Hill there, and he's quickly getting back to the form he showed a few years back, which established him as one of the nation's leading riders. Race 5, bit of an upset here in the flying handicap. Chas unsuccessful. The favourite, Bo Zephyr, showed disappointing, although he was just anchored under the big weight on the soft track.
As they flatten for the run in, Cruise Missile over on the inside, then Charsun. Where's Bo Zephyr? He's in the middle there. He's starting to pick up ground. King of the Galaxy on the outside. Gold Jade just the leader. Charsun driving at Gold Jade. Gold Jade in front of Charsun, then Bo Zephyr and King of the Galaxy. Charsun coming at Gold Jade. Charsun grabbed the lead from Gold Jade. Charsun just in front of Gold Jade and King of the Galaxy. And Charsun a little too good for Gold Jade in the run home.
Well, not to be outdone by Len Hill's great comeback. The other comeback king, Larry Olsen, was in the winning list again yesterday. He scored on Big Raps, the Sydney youngster, in race 6, and I think Big Raps is going to develop into a very handy 3-year-old next season. I want to highlight a couple of other runs in this, notably the runner-up Big... what's his name? Come On Fred, not Big Fred. Come On Fred is clear at this stage, but here comes Big Raps. Now, right on the outside of the screen, you'll notice 2 running on well. It's another dollar, 1 from the outside, and Gentle Persuasion, the widest runner. Gentle Persuasion coming from last. That was a good performance, but Big Raps, just given a couple of cracks with the whip by Olsen, goes to the line very strongly. I think he's going to shine over a little bit more ground as he matures a little bit next season. Race 7 yesterday went to the wet track specialist, Move Closer. He certainly did that coming to the turn. He zipped around them quickly, got into a lovely spot as they straightened up, and then went on with the job to defeat City Prince. The favourite, Phoenix Dragon, very disappointing.
The outside with Move Closer. Where's Phoenix Dragon? She's dropped well back. She's going backwards at the moment. Phoenix Dragon, and Move Closer sprinted to them on the outside and went to the lead. It's Move Closer just in front. City Prince running second. Lap of Victory making ground. Roma Star over on the inside. Black Avash making ground at the end, but Move Closer, oh geez, a knob in the wet, isn't he? And Move Closer's racing away to score easily. Move Closer first by 3 lengths.
Yes, I don't think trainer Terry Ramsey would mind if he had a shower of rain before every one of Move Closer's starts. We switched now to Randwick, the first leg of the treble down there, race 4, and it's a very exciting finish. Mount Curl getting there right on the outside.
Is still last, about 10 or 12 lengths from So Will I, who will lead them around the corner. A length clear, second Valid Reason the top weight, 3 deep is Clearville, followed by Raffin Prince and Land Miro, and Tropical Prince the inside from Excited, Mount Curl and Private Town. At the 250 and on the outside, Clearville and Valid Reason, stride for stride, a length Raffin Prince, Land Miro the inner. At the 200 metres, Valid Reason and a Clearville having a great duel. Land Miro getting up on the inside, and old Mount Curl coming down the outside. Mount Curl is coming fast. It's going to be a swarm. Regal Hussey from the tail. Mount Curl beat Regal Hussey. Land Miro's on the...
Well, I think we should have a slow-mo of that so you can absorb that finish a bit better. It was Land Miro getting a run over on the inside. First of all, looked like he was going to win. It's Clearville and Valid Reason finding it out, but Land Miro getting through the green cap on the inside and looks certain to score. But here comes Mount Curl, and 1 in is Regal Hussey. A tremendous finish, 5 across the track, and probably only a neck between the 5. But it's Mount Curl right on the outside, just getting there from Regal Hussey, who made up plenty of territory as well, and Land Miro. I think the ride by Shane Dye on Land Miro deserved a better fate. But here's a great ride too. Mick Dittman scoring on Galactic Warrior in the 5th. And have a look at the strength. We've shown you a couple of times in recent weeks the strength of Mick Dittman. This is a classic example as he scores on Galactic Warrior. Farzak over on the inside had every chance to run down the winner, and a Nota in the same boat.
Wild and Woolly, a length Freedom Rings. Johnston can't get clear on Farzak. He's almost out now. And a Nota and Televari putting in their claim simultaneously. At the 250, Galactic Warrior just just in front from Anoda and Televari. Farzak into the open is only plugging. It's Galactic Warrior in front on the outside. Anoda with Televari coming at Galactic Warrior, then Farzak. Dittman riding for dear life on Galactic Warrior, holding Farzak and Anoda, and Galactic Warrior wins the money. Galactic Warrior beats...
On a number of occasions there, it looked as though Galactic Warrior was in plenty of trouble, but in the end scored quite decisively. A very strong staying performance, and a strong staying performance from Mick Dittman. Incidentally, Mick looked to have the money again in the 7th event. Latest Word, the medium of a big plunge, 16s into 7s, lunged in the last 50 metres to just tip out Dittman's mount, Cowboy Ben.
Gay Scene leads as they commence the run for home. A length and a half tap the till. Cowboy Ben a third, followed by Riverfront on the inside and a length Top Reserve, and then Superior Vintage. As they top the rise at the 300, Gay Scene tackled by Cowboy Ben. Tap the till struggling a third, and then comes Riverfront, Digger Starkus and Bistro Star from a long way back. But Dittman looking for a treble here. He's riding hard on Cowboy Ben. Gay Scene on the inside second. Here's Latest Word from the ruck. Cowboy Ben in front, but Latest Word is coming quickly. Will he get him? Yes, he will! He's come from an impossible position. Latest.
Well, that was a good effort by Latest Word coming from well back. We switch now to Melbourne. It was Grand National Steeple Day at Flemington. We pick up the action in race 3, and it's Darren Gauci scoring on the 12-to-1 pop Port of Biscay, who challenged around about the 200 metres mark. Good run by Isle, who made up plenty of ground late in the race.
Last of all on the turn, 550 out. And the leader starting to shift ground. Benbara King got up on the inside to join Emmy. Tremor Bay trying to get clear. Silver Gamut further out, and Port of Biscay on the outside of them. Then Black Manor trying to get a run from Not Political, and down the outside Lady Marwell. Benbara King tackled by Port of Biscay, 350 out. They're 2 lengths Tremor Bay. Then Little Brown Bear, Lady Marwell and Isle got shuffled back. It's Port of Biscay on the outside, going to Benbara King. At the 200, Port of Biscay took the lead from Benbara King. Isle coming home late down the outside, running on. Port of Biscay 2 in front. Isle pegging him back with every stride. Port of Biscay's got too big a break, though. Port of Biscay a half to Isle, 2 to Benbara King third.
Race 5, the highlight of the jumping season in Melbourne, the Grand National Steeple. The favourite Blondeau cashed in about the 1600 metre mark. Victory to the New Zealander Derry Donald, but you wouldn't see a more tired horse in the last 100 metres. He staggered over the line to just hold off Prince Indale, who was almost as tired, but still managed to make up about 8 lengths in the last 200 or 300 metres.
Just Return and Golden Sino. Harnett throwing everything at Derry Donald around the turn. He's dropped his whip. Harnett's lost his whip on the lead of Derry Donald. He's 8 lengths in front of Trainer and Prince Lindell, Just Return and Golden Sino. But the last fence coming up for Nick Harnett and Derry Donald. Can he make it? Here he goes. He's over it safely. He's 10 lengths in front. The National looks all over. Just Return went down at the last fence. But it's Derry Donald at the distance, 200 to go. Harnett hitting the horse down the neck with his open hand. Prince Lindell trying hard. Then Golden Sino getting to third. Derry Donald getting very tired. He's 4 lengths in front. He can barely walk. Harnett hitting him with his hand down the neck. Prince Lindell won't bridge the gap from Golden Sino. The Kiwi stopping to a walk, Derry Donald. He throws everything at him, and he's going to win the National. Derry Donald by a length and a half.
I'm exhausted just watching it again. Derry Donald just falling over the line. Race 5, back on the flat. And Kingston Lane successful here, scoring a handsome win. He's in command from about the 300 metre mark. He's the horse in the red cap running third at the moment.
They're followed by Kingston Lane, Buranti, and pulled to the outside now is Bellevue Hill. Black Charleston struggling, and back behind them, Beau George. 350 out now. Torello Grab Fashion Prince. Kingston Lane came at them. Kingston Lane on the outside, and Torello got to the front. 2 or 3 in front now of Cara 1, and Novell coming from a long way back is running on. 200 out. Kingston Lane the leader. Novell finishing down the outside from Torello. Then Beau George. Kingston Lane the leader with 100 to go. Novell trying hard with Torello. Then Big Zapple getting out late, but Kingston Lane and the Little Apprentice is going to win this race, and Kingston Lane a length and a half. Chirello second, and Nick third, Novell.
Michael Clark, the top Melbourne jockey, wrapped up a winning double in successive races when he took out the third leg of the treble from Flemington. He scores on Kalahari. Was never really threatened from about the 300 metre mark, always seemed in command. Landed some good bets as well, 5s into start 7-2.
They're followed by Mill Trooper and Chanteur not going well. Lonely Knights then pulled to the outside of him. Then Fayette County back near the inside. Into the straight they come. And Game Patrol out deep on the track, going up to Kalahari back on the rail. 400 out. Kalahari down on the inside, just in front of Game Patrol. 2 to Real Purpose, then Lonely Knights and Fayette County from Zamorino. Kalahari down on the inside, saved plenty of ground. He shot 2 in front of Zamorino. Game Patrol still out very deep, and then Fayette County. Kalahari in front with 150 to go from Game Patrol. And on the inside of him, Zamorino, but Kalahari, Clark's riding hard. And it's a double for Michael Clark. Kalahari getting tired, but But Kalahari wins a length of game for Child, who covered an enormous amount of ground second.
Well, that's our racing wrap this morning. We've got meetings coming up this week. Eagle Farm on Wednesday, Bundamba Thursday and Doomben next week. And don't forget the big Grafton double Wednesday and Thursday, the Ramornie and Cup. Always plenty of interest in that. Back to you,
Got a
Pete.
tip for us, mate?
Well, I think Plume d'Orvay, your horse, might win the
My
Cup.
horse, the one I hate to say. Okay.
Slightly inconvenienced in that incident as well. But at this stage, it's the Rockhampton youngster Pelican Lane Clear. But here comes the winner, Come Racing, in the red colours on the outside. And now Cougal's Rocket, who gets into the clear, starting to come home nicely on the outside. But Come Racing is under the 57 kilos, fought on well under whip riding from Larry Olsen. Cougal's Rocket battling on well for second after a little bit of an erratic passage in the straight. Possibly he should have really tested Come Racing if he'd been able to steer a straight course. Third event was the flying handicap. It went to Silver Champagne. Very patiently handled by Steve Schofield in the early stages. He came rattling down the outside. The favourite, Civic Hope, doesn't have a lot of room over on the inside. Again, it's Heaslip in front on Lord Penn, and Olsen trying to get the run on Civic Hope just beside him.
Silver Champagne on the outside. Silver Champagne's coming hard. He's just about got them. Silver Champagne dashed up on the outside, grabbed Lord Penn. Civic Hope getting through late, but the bird's flown. Silver Champagne scooted away. King Piper coming from last. He'll get second. So Presumptive will probably get third, but it's...
Well, it was a race of big changes in the final 100 metres in the fourth event, with Sir Titan, who was near last on the home turn, slicing through a couple of horses off the fence. Jason Barbarovich really getting to work with the whip in the final 100 metres, and he motored home. The favourite, Valley of Kings, I thought had his chance in the straight under his big weight.
Centaur a length and a half away third, then Lord Barham. Valley of Kings pulled to the outside, then another Munda. Galactic Gypsy in front, 200 metres out. Senlane's kicking again. Centaur popped the big question on the outside. He's running them down. Senlane fights back on the inside. Senlane, Centaur the outside. Cetacean's flying home. Look at the run that he's got. He's got the split in the middle. He grabbed them and beat them. Blimey, what a run.
Well, it was a flying finish by Sir Titan to score there. I think every bookmaker will buy a video of the fifth event from Doomben yesterday. It's one of those results they dream about, the success of the 100 to 1 pop Latin Flare down the outside. The unlucky runner was On Your Own. And we'll show you a slow-mo after we conclude this race.
Paraska a length away third, trying to get into the clear. Never too close on his outside, then Princely Current, Rain Alone. On Your Own starting to work his way through. Oh, he clipped the heels of Never Too Close and he almost fell. And here's the bolter, Latin Flare down the outside. He might tip them all out. Paraska grabbed the lead. Latin Flare grabbed him, and this is a big boil over. Latin Flare racing away from Paraska, and Swiftport making ground at the end, but Latin Flare has killed them in the run to the line. Latin Flare...
Well, there's no doubt there were two unlucky runners in that. Swiftport, the third place getter, bungled the start. He ran on very well and certainly would have been right in the finish with a clean getaway. And we want to highlight the run of On Your Own as we show you the slow-mo now. He was angling for a run now. He's just in camera range there, trying to get a run on the outside of Never Too Close. Rain Alone on his outside. You'll notice he clips the heels of Never Too Close. Wisho nearly tumbling Glen Hill over the top. He was able to regain his momentum again, but the bird had flown by then. Now here comes Latin Flare down the outside, and a storming finish at 100 to 1. Parochka is clear, Latin Flare gobbles him up and goes away, and Swiftport right down the outside. This is a good performance after missing probably 3 or 4 lengths at the start. And Latin Flare scoring there from Parochka. The one to follow, undoubtedly On Your Own. He's well placed in the graduation class. Seventh event, the third leg of the treble, went to My Blue Kingdom, and he deserved this success. He'd been racing most consistently. He was very capably handled by Brian York. You can see him starting to improve quickly on the outside. The horse with the white hood, he moves up to the leaders effortlessly. When York goes for him inside the 200, he asserts his superiority.
Galaxy joined by My Blue Kingdom. He's hit the lead. Now he goes for him. My Blue Kingdom in front of King of the Galaxy. Now he pulls the whip to make a good thing of it. Today's going to be his day for Blue Kingdom. And My Blue Kingdom goes to the line and beats King of the Galaxy. Kairu Heights flashed home and may have got third in front of Biscay.
Well, in a day of storming finishes, there was none better than that by abstraction in the final event. He was last at the home turn in the big field in the long graduation, and he really rocketed home. A very promising Victorian 3-year-old on this performance. The effort of the runner-up Sea Scandal was good, under 55.5. Now, at this stage, it's Sea Scandal in the hood going out after the leader, Mighty Joker. Brancaster getting a great run over on the inside, and coming right in the centre is Abstraction, who really rockets the last 100 metres. He flies home over the top of Sea Scandal, and Brancaster getting along the inside to cut Mighty Joker out of third. I suggest you follow Sea Scandal. He's likely to run in the Anniversary Cup at Caloundra on Thursday, and given a firm track up there, he's got a good chance. Switch now to Rose Hill. They're still having problems with their track down there. It was slow yesterday following further rain, and it appeared as though most of the horses racing up near the speed had an advantage. The first leg of the treble down there went to the very consistent and courageous Billy Asset. Now, he's 3 wide outside the leaders at this stage. He has to be desperately ridden in the straight to overcome a tenacious Regal Shower.
The two dropping off a little, blundered there, followed by Joula Petit, Rasflyer Eastwood, Classic Ham, Northern Realm, and then Raffalini, Track Record, and Chez Paris. They straighten up now, and Regal Shower shows the way. Billy Asset on the outside is second, battling on tenaciously. On the inside, here's Northern Realm getting the run through, and then Rasflyer down to the 200 metres, and Billy Asset out after. On the inside of him, Regal Shower, Billy Asset and Regal Shower from Northern Realm and Eastwood. Billy Asset on the outside, Regal Shower. Billy will not give in. He's coming at Regal Shower, and he's made it. Billy Asset, what a great horse. He beat Regal Shower.
Another one to Billy Boy. Billy Asset scoring there. As you can see, he showed a lot of courage after covering a fair bit of ground in the middle part. Fifth event was the Welter Handicap. Gavin Duffy successful here on Kentucky Drummer. Second towards their home turn. He improves in the straight to tackle Barkham, and just a little too strong.
Prince Toranaga, who's hopelessly entrenched in Rosnat on the outside. At the 500 as they travel to the home corner, Barkham 2 lengths reaction. On the outside, third is Kentucky Drummer, 1 Grillet, and then comes Hasty Miss, and a length late as Word, followed by Brits Kingdom and Prince Toranaga's back to last. Around the corner, Barkham in front, a length and a quarter clear on Kentucky Drummer, who goes now about 3/4 of a length from the leader, and they're a mile in front of reaction, and then Grillet, Prince Toranaga on the extreme outside, but Kentucky Drummer strode to the lead, and the Duff booted away aboard Kentucky Drummer, pulls the whip on it. It's 2 Barkham. Prince Toranaga coming home from a mile back. Kentucky Drummer's very weary, but so are the others. Barkham and Prince Toranaga battle out miners, but Kentucky Drummer will win. Kentucky Drummer by 2.5 lengths to a...
Well, Gavin Duffy wrapped up the Rose Hill TAB double when he scored on Natski in the 7th event. He's not big on acceleration, but he is big on courage, Natski. He just keeps wearing away, and Duffy suggests that he might be a 2-miler in the making. Perhaps the Melbourne Cup is within his grasp. Single Endeavour refused to give in, battled on very strongly, the leader.
Kingdom Televari stacked the decks, drop right back through the field, and forget about Flying Gypsy. It's Single Endeavour a length on Natski as they commence the swing. 4 or 5 lengths to Regal Prize. A length to Farzak, and further back Sailor and Wild and Woolly. They straighten now. Single Endeavour's right, a Murray Leg had a peep. Here comes the Duff on Natski. 6 lengths away next is Wild and Woolly. Single Endeavour just leading Natski. They have 220 to go. Natski bridging the gap on Single Endeavour now. A minute Wild and Woolly, and then Farzak followed by My Halley Star, but Natski put his neck in front of Single Endeavour. A long gap, Wild and Woolly. Single Endeavour coming again. Natski still in front. Duff getting everything out of Natski, and the favourites home by a neck.
He doesn't like winning by a big margin, Natski, but he has got a pretty good record in this country. Switch now to Moonee Valley yesterday, and again a slow track. 5th event down there, and bookies took plenty of chances with the Bart Cummings trained Search. 7-4 out to start, 3-1, but scores quite handily from Light Show.
Nakundra getting to third from Borussia, and then came Bailiwick. Search a neck in front, Light Show kicking back. When they turned 250 out, 3 lengths further back than Nakundra, Borussia. Search about a half in front. Now he drew a length in front with 150 to go. He's got it one, I'd say, Search. He's dashing away from Light Show, Nakundra and Borussia, and Search is coming away. Search will win the money by 3 lengths. Second Light Show, a length and a half away. Third, Nakundra.
Well, the middle pin of the Melbourne treble yesterday, and Expected Journeys had plenty of travelling, plenty of racing in recent weeks. That stood him in good stead in the straight. He pinched a break just coming to the corner. Carol Tucker shot him away there with a couple of lengths advantage, and he had too many guns for Cammy, who slices up along the inside to get within a neck of the winner.
Right off the track, Springfield Lab with the big weighters running on. Then Rossi Boy going with him from Total Band, and Cammy can't get out. Expected Journey 3 lengths in front now with 180 to go. Down the outside, Springfield Lad followed by Nazinski, and then Rossi Boy. Cammy late, Expected Journey in front. Cammy flying up on the inside. Expected Journey hanging on though. Expected Journey all the way by ahead to Cammy.
8th event from Moonee Valley yesterday went to Darren Gauci, who scored a winning double in Melbourne yesterday. He's riding in great form. He scored here on Western Sovereign, one from the Bart Cummings stable, and scored pretty well too.
Hard ridden from Recap on the outside. Western Sovereign put its head in front of Raw Edge when they straighten. A length and a half into Fighting Man. 4 lengths Northern Cobby, then Fashion Prince, and further back Recap. Western Sovereign went to the front of the straight now from Raw Edge. Then Fighting Man pulled to the outside, but Western Sovereign in front with about 100 to go from Raw Edge. Fighting Man, Fashion Prince Gouchy keeps it going, Western Sovereign, and Western Sovereign wins over a length the Raw Edge. A length away third is Fighting Man. Fourth, Fashion Prince.
Decisive one there to the Gouch. Darren Gouchy in great form. That's our racing wrap this morning. We've got meetings this week at Bundamba on Wednesday. Good card assured up there. And, of course, the Anniversary Cup at Caloundra on Thursday. That's going to be a big meeting. And Tattersalls next Saturday, the big social event.
Thanks.
Ian Steele, King of the Galaxy, and Bo Zephyr. Bagcoin down the outside, and Emperor's Fury's coming from nowhere. He's out in the middle of the track. Emperor's Fury, King of the Galaxy, kicks again. Now My Blue Kingdom's got the run. He's dashed through My Blue Kingdom. Emperor's Fury on the outside. My Blue Kingdom, Emperor's Fury, they hit it. It's pretty close. I think My Blue Kingdom's just beaten Emperor's Fury.
Well, it was a pretty daring ride by Brian York. We're going to pick up the slow-mo action just after they straighten, and we'll pinpoint My Blue Kingdom for you. He's over towards the inside. And the runner-up, Empress Fury, out deep. Now, My Blue Kingdom, at this stage, looks like he's going on the inside of Rabi and Steele. York switches across the heels of that runner. Now comes one off the fence. My Blue Kingdom, the horse in the white hood. It's King of the Galaxy clear at this stage. My Blue Kingdom surging through. Now, down the outside is Empress Fury, the ultimate runner-up. And coming through in the centre is Biscay Prince in the white colours with the red cap. Now, he was held up for a few strides as well, and his effort to get third was first class. But My Blue Kingdom's clear. Here comes Empress Fury down the outside. My Blue Kingdom has a habit of just stopping a little bit when he gets to the front too soon. You can see Empress Fury all but picked him up on the outside, and Biscay Prince a very tidy third. And on the improved Biscay Prince, I think he's definitely one to follow. Seventh event from Eagle Farm yesterday went to Busk, who came storming down the outside. York out of luck here on Certain Avenger the Grey. He was trapped behind a wall of horses in the straight. He had nowhere to go. And I feel, even though he finished well beaten at the end, I think that he would have possibly trouble Busk with a clear run in the straight. You'll notice Certain Avenger the Grey, the whitish coloured horse, over on the inside.
Joined quickly by Melly Helmet, who dashed up and poked his nose in front. Melly Helmet in front now. Vain Wing coming with a well-timed run on the outside. Valorante's going for a run in the middle. She's getting it, and Dream Isle joining in at the same time. Here's Busk coming through. Where's the favourite? He's still back behind a wall of horses. Busk is charging out after these leader. Vain Wing just in front of Valorante. Busk on the outside coming at them now. It's Busk taking the lead from Vain Wing. Valorante coming at them late, but they hit it, and Busk has been able to beat Valorante. Busk first.
We switch now to Randwick and pick up the action, the first leg of the treble down there. It was race 4, went to Natural Habit, a big plunge on Mick Dittman's mount, Kruthoffer. He was heavily backed in to start 5-4. He had his chance in the straight. He kept coming under desperate riding by Dittman, but just failed to peg back Natural Habit by a long neck.
Natural Habit, a length Kruthoffer, Prince Toranaga next. Over the rise they come, and here comes Natural Habit after Valid Reason. Nixon on the inside, and then comes Kruthoffer putting in his claim now. At the 200, Natural Habit is the leader. From Valid Reason, Kruthoffer on the outside. Natural Habit still in front from Valid Reason. Kruthoffer trying hard. Natural Habit still in front. He's holding Kruthoffer, and Natural Habit will win the money. Natural Habit beat Kruthoffer.
Race 5 is the Welter Handicap, went to Gavin Duffy on Eye of the Sky. The runner-up, Take the Kitty, I feel just a shade unlucky. He was held up at a crucial stage in the straight, and you'll notice the last 100, he's really taking ground away from the winner.
Then Take the Kitty wedged away with 3 behind him. Private Town, Military Attache and Mount Curl. Homeward bound at the 400, Ace Anchor's gone. Johnston takes Peaceful Kingdom to the lead. Eye of the Sky comes at him, and then Galactic Warrior, followed by Nakoma. Final scene behind those labouring at the moment. At the 200, and Eye of the Sky in front. Despite a wide run, he's a length clear. He gets his second win, Eye of the Sky. And Eye of the Sky on the duff. Kick away now. Final scene the inside. Take the Kitty down the outside. But Eye of the Sky, that's a good performance. Eased up near the line.
A superb Mick Dittman ride gave Short Black success in the 7th race from Randwick. Short Black slices through in the dark colours, you'll notice, just one away from the fence in the straight. Goes on to score quite comfortably from Yates Spray.
Balmoral, Lobby and Charmine, and still Absolute is Fancy Flight as they turn the corner. Regal Hussey, a length on Osrina, followed by Short Black. Yates Spray coming down the outside, and then Fidelis and Phoenix Dragon, but Short Black has raced for the lead. 200 to go. Short Black kicked a length and a half now on Regal Hussey, and then Yates Spray. Balmoral coming from a long way back, but Dittman has Short Black in full flight, and she'll win it easily. Short Black, 2.5 to Yates Spray. Balmoral third, and then Phoenix.
Now to the Melbourne treble highlights, and Caulfield was a pretty soggy track yesterday. You'll notice most of the jockeys searching wide, as does Craig Dinn in the first leg of the treble on the heavily backed Purple Habit. 9-2 in to start 3-1 in the blue and white colours with the red cap very deep on the track.
Well under a good hole from Harry, about a half in front of Purple Habit, followed by Lord of the Mist. Cherry Hills pull to the outside. Down to the 250, has to call on Black Manor now. Purple Habit on the outside and Cherry Hills are coming out after him. It's Black Manor on the inside and Purple Habit going stride for stride from Cherry Hills. Black Manor and Purple Habit. Purple Habit put a set in front. Purple Habit just in front of Cherry Hills and Black Manor. Purple Habit hanging on and Purple Habit's won. One at a head on the post to Cherry Hills. Ahead away.
Race 5 and Rigadoon stormed up out deep at the home turn. You'll notice the red cap and the breastplate, and really goes to the post very strongly to score a comfortable victory.
Farn Shore on the turn they race, and Rigadoon travelling fairly well, went up on the outside, hit the lead now from a Thor back on the rail. Silver Scout pulled to the outside, running on, and then Proudest Moment. 200 out, Rigadoon shot to the front now, raced a length and a half in front of Silver Scout. Then on the outside, Proudest Moment making ground, followed for the back by Freeboard. Rigadoon's got a winning break, I'd say 80 metres out. Two in front now of Proudest Moment and Silver Scout, and further back How Regal. The Rigadoon too good by 2 lengths. Proudest Moment second, 3/4 Silver Scout third.
The well-named Trick Them did just that to the poor old punter, scoring at 20 to 1 in the 7th. He really relished the soft going. He was wobbling about a bit in the straight. He came around the home turn 4 or 5 wide and finishes nearly on the outside fence. You can see he's clear at this stage, and he's untroubled to score well from Miss Munda.
In the straight, and Springfield Lad's got right up on the inside now. 250 out, Trick Them still over a length, Torello. Springfield Lad getting up on the inside, Trick Them still in front out in the middle. He's drifted out wide, he's 2 lengths in front of Torello and Springfield Lad. Then Briquille, but Trick Them still got a break near the line. He's wandering about, but he's going to get the money, Trick Them. Hard ridden by the little fellow, he Marchant. And Trick Them wins 2 lengths Torello, 2 lengths to Springfield Lad. Then Aston and Briquille, Big Zapple.
Certainly did Trick Them, scoring at 20 to 1. Well, that's our racing wrap this morning. We've got meetings this week. Bundamba on Wednesday, final fixture of the provincial season up there at Bundamba. Gatton on Thursday, and of course the final metropolitan fixture for the season at Doomben next Saturday. Back to you, Pete. Right.
Followed by On Your Own, and then Avon Lodge top rate. Battles Wake and Share Capital last of all. Straightening up now, 450 metres to go. Unique Memento heads up for the judge by a length on Tater Town. Lap of Victory to the outside, then Vuora. Curt of Valet, and here comes Brancaster to the extreme outside, and On Your Own going for a run in the middle. Unique Memento's in front, 250 metres out. Tater Town trying hard, and On Your Own is joining in on the outside, and Vuora's got a split on the rails. Vuora getting through, grab the lead. On Your Own coming at Vuora. Vuora and On Your Own. On Your Own, Vuora. Vuora the inside just in front of On Your Own. They hit it. Vuora beat On Your Own. Third Avon.
Well, in a day of great results for the bookies, there was none better than the success of Dancing Report in the Ascot Handicap, starting at 33 to 1 and a vast form improvement. He led throughout. He ran blistering time. It looks like John Wallace has got him back to somewhere near his best. The favourite, Lord Penn, who's second at the moment, very disappointing in the straight.
Presumptive, pulled out wide as Vividly, just behind them Robbie and Steele, and then Gold or Me well in the straight, 400 metres to go, and Dancing Reporters booted away from them. He's 2 in front. Lord Penn under the whip in second place, then My Rhythmic Dancer. Robbie and Steele pulled out wide. Leg on Arm starting to make ground, but they'll have to get going if they're going to catch Dancing Report. He's 4 lengths in front. Robbie and Steele starting to make ground on the outside, but Dancing Report is far too good for them. And Dancing Report goes on and scores. Robbie and Steele second. My Rhythmic...
Nice trial for the Gold Market handicap from the runner-up there, Roby and Steele. The Gold Market run in 10 days' time. The final leg of the Eagle Farm treble was the exhibition handicap, and it went to Biscay Princess. A top training performance by Laurie Mayfield Smith, and a great ride by Len Hill. Now, Biscay Princess midfield, horse with whiteish colours and a red cap.
Good luck, lady. They turn for home, 400 metres out. Stealthy Knight's kicked again on the inside. Stealthy Knight is just in front. Kayaru Heights is joining in quickly on the outside. Sea Scandal still there in the middle. Stealthy Knight still the leader. Kayaru Heights on the outside, trying hard to reach him. Biscay Princess coming at the pair of them. Sea Scandal struggling a little bit at the moment, and then Bronx Bomber. Stealthy Knight the inside. Biscay Prince the outside. Kayaru Heights is still there in the middle. Biscay Prince and Stealthy Knight. Biscay Prince going a shade the better. They hit it. Biscay Prince. Biscay Prince has beaten Stealthy Knight.
We'll show you the slow-mo of the final stages here, and you can see it was a well-timed run by Len Hill on Biscay Prince. He brought him to the outside nicely and challenged the leaders. Now it's Stealthy Knight who had led throughout. Just clear at this stage. Kayaru Heights, under desperate riding from Pelling, is the one chasing it after Stealthy Knight, and it's Biscay Prince on the outside and Sea Scandal, the other one, battling on there. The heavily backed favourite, Bronx Bomber, the baldy-faced horse, is in 5th. But here comes Biscay Prince on the outside, and he nails Stealthy Knight, and Kayaru Heights slicing through in the middle to just pick up the second placing. But Biscay Prince, he's got some leg problems, and Laurie Mayfield Smith really has done a top job. We'll switch now to Rose Hill and we'll pick up the action in the first leg of the treble down there. It's race 4. It went to Salesforce, who started at 15 to 1, so the bookies were cheering here. This is the All Greys race. Salesforce is the one with the green blinkers, about 3 wide.
And 2 further back is Fidelis. At the 250, Salesforce put his head in front. Loving Devotion comes after it. Loose Blue on the inside, and then Raffin Ruler followed by Pearl of the Nile. Salesforce, Loving Devotion just leading Loose Blue. Loving Devotion and Salesforce stride for stride. Salesforce and Loving Devotion. Salesforce refusing to give in, and Salesforce beat Loving Devotion. Comanche Prince third, then
Darren Beedman continued his great recent run of luck when he scored in the 5th event on Famasa, who sprints up about the 200 metres and goes on to score convincingly from Flaming Road.
And the Cowboy in front from Clavel's Girl, Hidden Cove, and Belmonero on the inside, about to get into the open. Famasa joins in, and then Social Time, Best Report, and Flaming Road, and Strike Regal a long way from them. Famasa's drawn to the lead at the 200. A length on Flaming Road, Best Report, the Cowboy, forget Belmonero, but Famasa, what an improved horse he is. He's a length on Flaming Road and safely holding him, and Famasa will win it well. Famasa's beaten Flaming Road. Third, Social Time, followed.
Now the Premier Stakes and Bart Cummings and John Marshall, they can do no wrong at the moment. They've scored here. First up victory for Sky Chase, who certainly is going to firm in Caulfield Cup betting as a result of this. Vogue leads for home, but he's collared halfway down the straight. Sky Chase is the widest runner in the Cummings green and gold colours.
High Regard and Sky Chase, 300 out, and the rider starts to shake up Vogue. Groucho and Wong pounce on him, and here's Sky Chase down the outside from High Regard. Sky Chase and Groucho have come away with Wong. Sky Chase on the outside, he's finishing like a rocket. He's going to win, Sky Chase. He comes away from Groucho and Wong. Sky Chase wins the Premier. Second Groucho, third Wong.
Well, there was a lot to like about that stout finish from Sky Chase. Certainly the early speed set by Vogue helped the back markers, but Sky Chase looks as though he's set for a big spring. We'll show you the slow-mo of the final stages and watch his way he stretches out. Now, Vogue is starting to feel the pinch. Firstly, it's Wong going after him. Groucho, the horse in the purple colours and the gold cap, he reaches the lead now, but not for long, because here comes Sky Chase. Marshall really winding up Sky Chase, and he responds in great style. And the last 50 metres or so, you can see he gets right away from Groucho, and Marshall actually just puts the whip by and lets him coast to the line. A very impressive first-up performance. Don't drop Vogue just yet. The 7th event went to Retford, who's in the orange colours, comes with a well-timed burst. Grillette makes up plenty of ground late in quite a good run, but it's Retford in the 7th.
And now he goes to the extreme outside on Balciano. They straighten, and Paris Pride zip to the lead. Second placing is taken by Grillette, Natural Habit third, and then Retford, and Balciano still a fair way from them. Paris Pride, he's pulled the whip on him. At the 200, he's in front. Retford battles on, then Natural Habit, followed by Grillette, starting to yield a little bit of ground. Paris Pride in front, but Retford's grabbed it. Grillette comes at Retford. Retford in front, and Retford. Retford's just won from Grillette. Nothing in it for third between Paris Pride and Natural Habit.
I think we should point out the run of Balciano there. He's the short price favourite and missed a place. Stewards queried rider Troy Phillips on his handling of Balciano, and certainly he lost no cast for the big spring races with that defeat, despite the moderate company. Switch now to Melbourne, and Caulfield was the venue for the action down there yesterday. Race 4 goes to Sharp Play. Now he's the baldy-faced horse out in the centre of the track. Hands and heels, he's too strong for Roses and Lace, who runs on well.
On the outside, Sharp Play from Roses and Lace, and down the outside is Precious Bane. Special Recipe, Sharp Play got to the front, 150 metres to go now from Roses and Lace. Sharp Play just in front of Special Recipe, and Roses and Lace with 80 metres to go. Hands and heels, Sharp Play in front, and Sharp Play will get the money. Sharp Play has scored a half length to Roses and Lace, very tight third. It's either Special Recipe.
Race 5 was the Hang 10 handicap, and Miss Munda with a storming finish. Late surge to score here from Midland Maid.
Up though, and quite sensation with the big weight, led 2.5 into the home straight now from Tapper to Bow Lady Violet. Midland Maid getting out and running on from Arthur Star, and then Miss Munda and Mardisi. Quite sensation getting tied with 150 to go. Midland Maid could be the danger coming down the outside with Miss Munda. Midland Maid moved up now to Quite Sensation. Midland Maid grabbed Quite Sensation. Miss Munda starting to fly on the outside. She'll get up, Miss Munda. Miss Munda's got up to win on the post from Midland Maid. Quite Sensation third.
The Churnside Stakes was expected to be a cakewalk for the Perth Wonder Placid Arc.
Well, he showed all his speed, but no stamina because he was gone at the home turn. And Rancho Ruler, who had such a frustrating time of it in Brisbane during the winter, was clearly too good. Special runs on valiantly.
Rancho Ruler racing away. 4 in front now. Special got the second. Placid Arc will run near the tail of the field, but Rancho Ruler's kicked away. He's home on the chance side from Special. Placid Arc will run last, and it's Rancho Ruler. Rancho Ruler by 2 lengths. Special second. 5 away third. Just
I think there's a lot more where that came from for Rancho Ruler. The 7th event, and it went to Light Show, who looked in all sorts of trouble halfway down the straight when Silver Scout claimed him and may have even nosed in front, but great courage by Light Show to score. Have a look at the run of the 3rd place getter, Private Walker, who absolutely storms home.
Bow Courier 200 out now. Proudest Moment trying to shoulder Silver Scout out. Silver Scout's gone up now to Light Show from Proudest Moment. Silver Scout the outside and Light Show. Silver Scout put its head in front. Light Show fighting on. Private Walker from last. Silver Scout, Light Show. Clark throwing everything on the inside on Light Show, and I think it's just one. Private Walker's flown.
Private Walker certainly did. Another hop. He just about tipped the first 2 place getters out. Well, that's our racing action this morning. We've got some big meetings this week. Of course, the traditional exhibition meeting on Wednesday, the show day. On Thursday at Caloundra, a midweek fixture up there, and they've got some big nominations. And next Saturday, the final day of the 3-day QTC Exhibition Carnival, and it's Metropolitan Handicap Day, and also the Apprentices Invitation Race. We've got some 5 visiting metres of yesterday's Manicato Stakes. I think too short for him. Now he's had those other 2 runs, but boy, he was beaten a long way and never in the hunt, so we'd really like to see him start to show the Vogue of old pretty quickly. Otherwise, it could be a long, hard spring for us in the south. We have got some other chances there.
Yeah, great effort, say, yesterday from Flotilla. Interestingly enough, ridden by Gavin Duffy, who's knocked back the Brian Mayfield Smith. He's pretty adamant about not going to Melbourne again, isn't he?
Yeah, sure. Well, he's formed a nice association there with Jack Denham as well, and he is still riding for the Mayfield Smith stable, albeit not as the #1 jockey, but the Duff's really firing at the moment. Yesterday's effort by Flotilla was very good first up, but we're going to pick up the action from Eagle Farm first up. It's the treble highlights coming up here. Race 3 went to Mike Pelling, who's been in great form. Now, he was aided here on Rocky's Return when the 2 leaders took off. You'll see Rocky's Return is the chestnut horse just behind the leaders.
Out there with him. Applethorpe Lad and Dream Isle got beautiful runs, and they've charged through to hit the lead together. Applethorpe Lad just in front. Calgary Stampede coming after him. Dream Isle feeling the pinch over on the inside. Rocky's Return just behind them. Where's Certain Avenger? He's back behind a pack of horses, and Black Blaze is coming hard on the outside. Applethorpe Lad is just in front. Rocky's Return has got the split now, and look at him go the last little bit. He raced up to them, shoots to the front, and races away to score. Rocky's Return first, Applethorpe Lad second, Calgary...
Race 5 was the Australian Apprentices Cup, and it went to the Melbourne youngster, Gary Skinner, who scored on Swiftport. Rather controversial inquiry after this event. We'll get to that a little later.
Out they come to the bend. Absgate about to be joined by Boston Princess, who dashed up on the outside and ran to the lead. It's Boston Princess going to a narrow lead over Absgate. They're clear of Good Connection on the outside, On Your Own, so easy to see. Swiftport starting to make up ground in the middle, and River Jordan's back last, 250 metres out. Boston Princess, she's struggling now. Absgate kicking again on the inside, and here comes Swiftport on the extreme outside with On Your Own. Here's a go. Absgate the inside, Swiftport the middle. On Your Own and River Jordan is charging home late. Swiftport just in front. He's won. Swiftport has just beaten River Jordan.
Well, we're going to show you a slow-mo in a minute of River Jordan and why stewards did take exception to the riding of apprentice Michael Boyce in the middle part. Now, the horses to watch here, River Jordan, who's on the fence in green colours. He's actually in 6th spot at this stage. On his outside is On Your Own, and directly in front of him is Good Connection. Now, they're the 2 horses to bear mind to in relation to River Jordan. You can see he's losing ground here at a crucial stage of the race as Good Connection goes forward. On Your Own clearly gets 3 or 4 lengths away from River Jordan, who is still in those green colours on the inside, getting back now to last. The eventual winner, Swiftport, is taking off in the red colours, comes from behind River Jordan, and when they straighten, he's 3 or 4 lengths in front of the favourite. Now, River Jordan does get a slight touch up there. He actually brushed the running rail and was squeezed back even further. Now, he's a clear last, probably 2 lengths behind the second last runner there, so easy to see. So his effort was very good. And certainly Chief Steward Ray Murray didn't mince words when he questioned Michael Boyce after the race. He certainly said a repeat of that ride would place his Metropolitan licence in question. To be fair, Michael Boyce is only 17. I'm sure he's going to learn by that mistake, and he is a very promising young rider, as he underlined with his victory in the next event on Kurabalka. Race 7 yesterday was the Metropolitan Handicap, and here's a polished display from Neil Williams, scoring on the very consistent Sea Scandal.
Avon Lodge last of all, coming around the home turn, they set sail for the judge, and it's Stealthy Knight just in front of Vuora, off the rails at the right time and tackling the leader. In third place, Lost Valley, Kairu Heights to the outside, then Sea Scandal. Avon Lodge starting to make up ground, and then Parsifal. Vuora is just in front of Stealthy Knight. Stealthy's kicking again on the inside. They're going to fight it out. Vuora and Stealthy Knight, they're locked together. They're shoulder to shoulder. Sea Scandal's charging after the pair of them now. He's rattling home. Vuora is just in front of Stealthy Knight. Sea Scandal coming at the man. Oh, I don't know. Sea Scandal may have just got there.
Well, it was an eventful day because we're going to show you the slow-mo now, and there's a couple of incidents to watch over the final stages of the Metropolitan Handicap. Sea Scandal, you watch Williams change the whip over. He's in the left hand now. The Sea Scandal, the horse in those orange colours with the blinkers. He's inclined to bore in under pressure, and he does cause some tightening to Avon Lodge in the green colours there. But watch Williams, here he goes, into the mouth, changes the whip over into the right hand, and really gets to work again on Sea Scandal. Didn't miss a beat there. Great riding exhibition by Williams. Now, up front, it's Vuora in front of Stealthy Knight. They're having a pretty close tussle there. No, in fact, was so close that Brian York on Stealthy Knight issued a protest which was successful to pick up second placing. Vuora was inclined to shift in under pressure and certainly did hamper Stealthy Knight over the final stages. I suggest you keep Avon Lodge in mind despite his defeat into fourth place there. He didn't have a lot of luck in the straight. We switch now to Sydney. It was Warwick Farm yesterday, and we're going to show you now. Here's Star Watch. What a triumphant return. Look at the acceleration here. When Dittman shakes him up, he really stretches out. He's got a great fluent galloping action, and he gets right away from a pretty handy field. His first start after a break, and he looks set for a very, very big spring carnival. Tommy Smith, his trainer, never one to make idle boasts. He said the Cox Plate is all over. He's another Kingston Town. Don't know if he's that good, but he's pretty handy 3-year-old. Race 4 was the Spring Cup. It went to Peaceful Kingdom. Mick Dittman's mount, Take the Kitty, seemed to have every chance. He's in third place at this stage and looks the likely winner.
About to make some ground from Sailor V and Mr. Marceau next to Last Eagle Mountain and 3 lengths to King Caius. This is the order to the 500. Our Biggles now being tackled for the lead by Peaceful Kingdom. A length and a half to Take the Kitty. And Dittman starting to pull the whip on the favourite, and he's taken him 3 deep. Eye of the Sky is starting to come into the picture, and a length and over. They straighten up now. Peaceful Kingdom leads a length on Take the Kitty. Eye of the Sky the outside, and then Our Biggles, but Peaceful Kingdom down by the 100 in front of Take the Kitty, and Eye of the Sky can't reach them, but John Marshall and Peaceful Kingdom is another big one for Jay Marshall. Peaceful Kingdom will win and score by 3/4 of a length. Take the Kitty every hope.
Well, John Marshall's in great form in Sydney, but so too is Darren Beedman. He scored again here in the 5th event on Star Gem at 15-1. He's been a real pin-up for the bookies lately, Darren Beedman, and he defeats Red Express only in the last couple of hops. Look for Star Gem in orange colours with a late run.
Vane Echo, My Market Love third, and then Jewel of Night. Red Express whips around them from Trilogy, Miss Rainbow High. Snowtastic can't get a crack at the leaders, and then Star Gem, and further back Fancy Flight and Lady Canaveral from Bayzari straightening now, and Reserve Bid leads a length on My Market Love. Red Express joining in on the outside, then Rainbow High and Star Gem at the head of the others. Snowtastic, Red Express goes to the lead. Star Gem out after her. Red Express, Star Gem, Red Express just in front. Star Gem trying to get her. Yep, got her on the line. Star Gem a nose, I feel, to Red Express.
Race 6, the Warwick Stakes, and the one we mentioned earlier, Flotilla. Gavin Duffy summed it up well. He knew there wasn't going to be a lot of speed on in the middle part. He had Flotilla parked outside the leader, Wong, put plenty of pressure on once they straightened for home, and was just too good. Never Quit, who's in third place at this stage. He was backed in from 140-1 to 66-1, and he ran a great race.
Off the track, followed by Lady Liberty, and then Kenzai and Bozam. Further back round the world, Lord Highbrow next to last, and Absolute is Mountebank. Around a dozen lengths covers them coming to the corner. It's developing into a sprint home. Wong, a half to 3/4 of a length on Flotilla, sticking on soundly and really serving it up to Wong. 2 to Never Quit, Bravery and Mayo Card. Then Bozam, well in the straight, and Flotilla goes to Wong, and the Duff pulls the whip on Flotilla. It's a half length on Wong, fighting back, and then comes Never Quit, but Flotilla at the moment is holding Wong. Never Quit running a great race, will get up for second, but Flotilla will win well. Flotilla a half length to Never Quit. Wong.
Not to be outdone, Flotilla's stablemate Startling Lass made a triumphant return as well in the Silver Shadow Stakes. Another very clever ride by Gavin Duffy. He had the filly right up handy all the way and then rode it very desperately with the whip in the straight.
On the inside, Wonder Sober Dancer, Bayonetta, Ling Kith, and then comes on the outside Fortlin, followed by Research at Atalanta's Way. A Ling Silver Stardom, Fine Blend, then Pagan Dan sailed to success, and 5 or 6 to Bay Tree. They're on the corner, Visalia with the inside running, and Startling Lass. Duffy has a peep around on Startling Lass to see where Willits was on Greyfield. And as they straighten, Startling Lass goes to the lead, Volterra and Greyfield battling on, followed by Visalia. Startling Lass in front. She's battling on tenaciously. She's holding Volterra, but down the outside, Atalanta's Way. But it's still Startling Lass. Atalanta's Way is not going to get her. And as they reach the line, a great win to Startling Lass from Atalanta's Way.
We switch now to Moonee Valley. They had a dead track down there yesterday. Race 4, the first leg of the treble. A tremendous two-horse war between English Charm and Erindale. English Charm got the nod, but then lost the protest. Erindale and Michael Clark just getting there.
On the fence, and last of all, Gospel Bell. 600 to go, Polita the leader, but Erindale got up on the inside, grabbed it quickly. English Charm comes out after Erindale. It's a half length in front. Erindale from English Charm, who's almost on terms. 3 to Polita, then Miss Munda, Venadu, and further back, Gospel Bell. Fries Delight only struggling, and Fate's Image. English Charm went up on the outside of Erindale. It's Clark and Gauchi turning for home. On the inside, Erindale. The outside, English Charm, Gauchi locked together in the straight. English Charm the outside, and on the inside, Erindale stride for stride from Friars Delight. English Charm got its head in front, got in close on top of Erindale. Friars Delight late. Erindale coming back with English Charm. They hit it. Nearly the perfect dead heat this. English Charm at Erindale.
Photo to English Charm, protest to Erindale and Michael Clark over on the inside. Now the Manikato Stakes and Rancho Ruler made it 2 in a row, and I think his winter carnival here in Brisbane has really matured him into a very, very outstanding sprinter. He's in second place outside Placid Arc at this stage, and he really sprints when they get to the corner.
Campaign King 8 lengths from the lead under the whip, and then Empazera, High Regard, Carpstad, and Borough last of all. 500 to go. Placid Arc a half in front. On the outside, Rancho Ruler's gone up now to get on terms. 2 lengths special getting out. They're followed by our Westminster and Campaign King. Pulled to the outside, but Rancho has raced away. Rancho's race clear of Placid Arc special, our Westminster. And further back, My Steely Dan and Campaign King, but look at Rancho Ruler go. Rancho Ruler holding special in our Westminster at bay, and it's Rancho Ruler for the Manikato. 2 lengths. Second is special, and those third our Westminster.
Michael Clark wrapped up a winning double when he scored easily on the short-priced favourite Scarlet Bisque in the 7th. Only 1,000 metres. Scarlet Bisque was camped outside the leader coming to the corner, but in the straight clearly was too good.
650 out, Bain Villerick on the inside, ahead in front of Scarlet Bisque, a length and a half to Life Hose, a length Boardwalk Angel. Pray for Colleen Hard ridden, around it goes Rich Habit, and then further back Heavenly Run. They're followed by Super Unicorn, Criskin, Lady Marvel, Stars Pug. Scarlet Bisque on the outside, going better than Bain Villerick when they turn for home. Life Hose went up on the outside from Rich Habit and Boardwalk Angel. Clark went for home on Scarlet Bisque, kicked away a length and a half in front, straightening now from Life Hose, and she's dashed away the favourite. She's home. Scarlet Bisque out 3 in front of Life Hose. Rich Habit battling out the minors from Lady Marvel, but in the run of the line, it's Scarlet Bisque by 3 lengths. Second home in the race, Rich Habit, a nose to Life Hose third.
Well, that's our racing wrap this morning. Plenty of action yesterday, and there's going to be plenty of action again at the Gold Coast on Wednesday. It's the big Foster's Gold Market down there. Thursday at Bundamba, and that's always a top meeting up there.
He's had a freakish 12 months just past. He saddled up 3 runners in yesterday's Peter Pan Stakes at Rose Hill, sponsored by the famous Parramatta Park Royal, and Bart won the race with Swiftly Carson. He also produced the beaten favourite Royal Pardon and Acapulco, which finished officially 5th. Top jockey Johnny Marshall could have ridden the winner, but he elected to ride Royal Pardon, and it was a very fortunate Noel Barker who was able to snare a last-minute ride on Swiftly Carson. Let's pick them up as they turn for home in the Parramatta Park Royal Peter Pan Stakes, and as you can see, it's a roughly run race on the home turn. Marimbula Bay, which is now moving into 3rd place, was badly hampered by the erratic Great Hunter, and his run was good under the circumstances, but Swiftly Carson has race clear of Marimbula Bay. Now the favourite getting to 3rd place, the grey horse with the white cap, Royal Pardon. Look at these 2 horses storming down the outside. Run Straight Run in the yellow cap, and Jenica in the quartered cap. They're absolutely charging home, but a little too late, and Swiftly Carson lasted to beat the 50 to 1 Pop Jenica, and in 3rd place was Run Straight Run. Well, Bart Cummings just can't believe the way his luck continues, and he was besieged by members of the Sydney Press Corps immediately after the race. Bart afforded a sneaky grin, generally a rather poker-faced individual, but every now and again one of those grins will sneak through. There's Noel Barker, who can't believe his luck in picking up Johnny Marshall's reject, and Noel showed a lot of affection for Swiftly Carson as the horse came back to scale. Now to the Boulevard Rose Hill Cup, and this was a very, very good win for Natural Habit, who's been one of the most consistent horses in training. He's got a remarkable record, and he richly deserved to win a decent race. Let's pick them up as they turn for home, where it's the charge of the Light Brigade. And Latest Word shares the lead with Hit Again Benny in the all-pink. Now Grelette is moving to third with the black cap and the red armbands. Here comes the eventual winner, Natural Habit, in the colours of Thoroughbreds of Australasia, the pink and brown check. The favourite Balciano has the white blinkers, red sleeves, black cap, and further out still is Commercial Balance. You'll see a grey horse sneaking through behind the leaders there. That's Baltriarch. But Natural Habit, desperately ridden by Darren Beedman, wins the Rose Hill Cup by a narrow margin over Balciano, with Grelette in third place. Natural Habit, as I said, has run a tremendous number of minor placings. There's trainer Bobby Thompson, who regards Natural Habit as one of the most honest horses that he's ever put a bridle on, and he mentioned that very fact to some of the press boys immediately after the race. Well, Darren Beedman rode the winner, and like Bart Cummings, he's having a phenomenal run of success. The new season began on the 1st of August, and already young Darren Beedman has ridden 15 Metropolitan winners, and he's a mile in front on the Jockeys Premiership. Let's go to Brisbane now, where they had a heavy tracks all down the eastern seaboard yesterday, and the welter was run over 1,010 metres, and a horse called Newington Butts went straight to the lead and ran them ragged. Here's the action as they turn for home, where Neil Williams had Newington Butts cruising along in front, and he's well clear as they turn for home. Now that's Sea Coin on the outside in the red and yellow colours. The horse on the rails battling on is Ruli Red, and in fourth place at the moment is Westbrook Way. But Newington Butts was never ever in danger of defeat, and handling the heavy Doomben track to a nicety, Newington Butts gave Williams an easy win, Sea Coin second, and Westbrook Way got up to finish third. In Melbourne, it absolutely teemed during the day. The track deteriorated, and by Liston Stakes time, it was pretty heavy underfoot. Some of the riders went bush on the home turn, looking for firmer ground, and the widest of all, you'll see as we roll tape, is Captain Police, who's right out under the judge's box. But Society Bay takes the lead as they turn for home. But here comes the New Zealander, My Steely Dan, a 5-year-old grey gelding having his second start in Australia, and he quickly rushes past Society Bay. Now further out on the track, Bonomi is running on strongly, followed by Havelock's Pride. But My Steely Dan, which was heavily backed into favouritism, is too good, and Brent Thompson keeps him going, and he runs out an easy winner, My Steely Dan. Havelock's Pride eventually got up for second, and Bonomi was third. Now to the Belhaven Handicap, a 3-year-old race for colts and geldings, and a horse here called Dorchester, having his first start in a race at cricket score odds, sprang the surprise of the day, and I'll tell you what, he couldn't have been more impressive. He was ridden in great style by Darren Gauci, and this is the way he won. Now let's pick them up as they race inside the 200 mark, where Ascent of Man, actually it's Darren Gauci on the leader, Ascent of Man, which was quickly headed off by Lord Chevalier in the pink colours. Now Undoubted puts in a run. Moving up on the outside in the striped cap is Almerta Jazz, who hung in very badly and raced erratically, but here he comes, Dorchester. At any old price, he just jumps out of the ground, comes storming down the outside, and Dorchester, having his first start in a race at cricket score odds, scores an amazing win. Dorchester, I know he paid $74 on the New South Wales TAB. He beat Lord Chevalier, and Almerta Jazz was third, racing very, very erratically. Well, Louis, the big races are just starting now in Melbourne and in Sydney, and those New Zealanders can smell that big prize money already, and they sprang their first surprise yesterday with My Steely Dan in winning the Liston Stakes. I hope it's not a forerunner of things to come during the Melbourne Spring Carnival.
Then Insatiating Parsifal, 100 metres to go. Williams looks very confident. He hasn't hit him with the whip yet, and it's Count Henri 2 in front of Rusty Sand and Parsifal, and Count Henri, or he eases up on him in the run to the line and he bolts in. Count Henri first, Rusty Sand or Parsifal second.
Race 5, the long graduation, it went to Rocky's Return, who made it 4 in a row. Didn't look as though he was going to score at the home turn, but a clever piece of horsemanship by Mike Pelling lifted him home over the heavily backed Rassman. Rocky's Return, the baldy-faced horse, in about 5th spot.
It's Stealthy just in front of our Roman Consul. Rassman to the outside, throwing down the gauntlet to the pair of them. And shortly after, Rassman has loomed up to join Stealthy Knight and our Roman Consul. They're clear of Glamoucher, and Rocky's Return trying to get into the clear. He's in now. He's coming fast on the outside. Rocky's Return, he's swamping them. Yes, Rocky's Return got up and won it. Rocky's Return first. Rassman second.
Well, Rocky's Return denying Chris Muntz on the runner-up Rassman, a first-up success. Chris back in action after 3 months on the sideline with an injured leg, and he showed plenty of form yesterday, but just not able to crack the winner's circle. We'll show you the slow-mo of the final stages and highlight what a clever piece of horsemanship this is by Mike Pelling. Now, initially he was angling for a run on the inside of Rassman. Now he moves around that horse's heels. Glamoucher tiring, gives him that little bit of an edge there, and he's able to force through. In the last 50 metres, he goes home too strongly for Rassman. Stealthy Knight and our Roman Consul, the two on the inside, and Glamoucher battling on well for third placing. But a great ride there by Mike Pelling, and the Pat Duff stable in tremendous form too, providing the winner there with Rocky's Return. Race 7 went to the consistent Risk-A-Bet, who I think was able to score with the advantage of a 3 kilo allowance here for Glenn Boss. He's in front, inclined to wobble around a bit in the straight, but he's clearly too good.
Big Batcher on the outside with Bellevue Shadow and then a Vanham, but Risk-A-Bet, he's getting a little bit anxious on him now. He draws the whip. Risk-A-Bet in front of Vanham's going for the inside. Risk-A-Bet's running out badly, but he's got them. It's Risk-A-Bet in front of a Vanham. Bellevue Shadow flying home at the end, but Risk-A-Bet's too good for a Vanham. Third, Bellevue.
We switch now to Randwick. It was Tattersalls Day down there, and Might, who was heavily backed, 5s in to start 4-1, took out the Tattersalls plate. Good training performance, 2,400 metres, his third run back from a break. And a great raid by Shane Dye. He had him beautifully poised. He's just easing off the fence, about 5th spot in darkish colours, and in the straight he shows great vigour to hold off C'est La Vie, Eye of the Sky dying on his run.
And the leader Take the Kitty, tackled by Mixed Up. Might comes into it, and so too does Eye of the Sky. And C'est La Vie is back 5th. Take the Kitty's gone. At the 250, Eye of the Sky and Might are battling it out from Mixed Up, a half between them, and then C'est La Vie. Commercial Balance next. Might on the inside is giving plenty. Eye of the Sky is the effort, telling it is. C'est La Vie comes up on the inside of Might. It'll be too late, and Might, desperately ridden, will win the plates. Might has beaten C'est La Vie. Third, Eye of the Sky.
Well, no joy for Mick Dittman in the Tattersalls plate. He came out and knocked out the 2-1 on-pop Glenview in the Furious Stakes. Dittman scoring here on Research. Just held up for a run after they straightened. Mick was able to work into the clear. Now, Research is in yellow colours with the blue cap. You can see no room there at the moment, but once the filly gets into the clear, Dittman really gets to work with the whip.
The lead at the 300. Greyfield second on the outside whip, and then Volterra and Pagan Dance from Research. But Glenview, Marshall goes for the whip, and the Sir Tristram filly fights on. She's a length on Research, coming home well. Glenview's still in front. Research is gobbling her up on the outside, and I think she's made it in the nick of time, Research. I think Research has just nailed Glenview. Third race.
Yes, much to punters' disappointment, Mick Dittman lifting Research home over the favourite there. Now the 6th event, it was the Chelmsford Stakes, and it was a cakewalk for Sky Chase. He was allowed to dictate terms in front. Gavin Duffy just had him cruising along there. And once he released the brakes, watch the acceleration when they straighten.
My card glass. Well, it's developed into a sprint home, and really Duff letting Sky Chase rip now, and on top of the rise, he's a length and a half. Bozam, Lord Highbrow third, couldn't sprint when Sky Chase did, and in fact at the 200, he's in full flight. Sky Chase, he's put 4 lengths on Bozam, 2 lengths to Lady Liberty. Kenzai running a mighty race, so too round the world, but this is a procession. Sky Chase will win, and win by 6 lengths. Sky Chase beat Bozam, a Cummings Quinella. Kenzai third, a magnificent run.
It was a top run by the last year's Melbourne Cup winner Kenzai, because he was near last and wide at the home turn. When they sprinted, it was expected he wouldn't be able to pick them up, but he really worked to the line generously. And the 7th event from Randwick yesterday went to Peter Cook, who's had injury problems of late. Showed great skill here to score on the heavily backed Prince Lochinvar, who's well back at the corner. You can see him weaving through between runners about the 200 metres. He's a horse with blinkers on and reddish colours.
Again, Benny Grosvenor Square, and behind those Rebel Yell, 300 out. Dittman had taken Brentano to the lead. Essentials gone. Mr. Investor after it, and down the outside, Grosvenor Square final scene, and here's Prince Lochinvar. Mr. Investor in front, but but Prince Lochinvar's collaring it quickly. Mr. Investor grabbed by Prince Lochinvar. Here's a decent performance. Prince Lochinvar coming away, and Prince Lochinvar nearly a half-length Mr. Investor. Brentano's run third.
That's the action from Randwick. We switch now to Caulfield. Unfortunately, a slow track there yesterday. The Queenslander Vogue was scratching. He's likely to run at Flemington next Saturday in the Craigley Stakes. We pick up the action in race 4. It went to Indian Pearl. It's a baldy-faced horse. He takes over about 150 metres and just came away from Stylish Chell.
The turn now from Pray for Colleen. Boardwalk Angel trying to get out with Indian Pearl, and Roses and Lace further out. Then back on the inside, Trapine Queen, 250 out. Stylish Shell, the leader. Boardwalk Angel getting up on the inside. Indian Pearl coming at them. Then on the outside of them, Roses and Lace. Indian Pearl took the lead. It's Indian Pearl in front of Boardwalk Angel, Stylish Shell, and then Roses of Lace. But Indian Pearl is getting clear. And Indian Pearl's coming away. Indian Pearl by a length and a half on the run home. Second in the race, Stylish Shell, and nose in front of Roses and Lace.
And came the big one, the Memsey Stakes, and Rancho Ruler, who was the bridesmaid in Brisbane most of the winter. Well, he's really come back in great form in the spring. He's had 3 starts this campaign for 3 wins. He looked in trouble here when My Steely Dan moved up, but showed great courage.
Inside of My Steely Dan, they turn together. It's My Steely Dan about a head in front of Rancho Ruler. 4 lengths further back, the others struggling. My Steely Dan and Rancho Ruler, 200 to go. Rancho's finding plenty on the inside, a neck in front of My Steely Dan. 4 lengths further back, Fair Sir, then Campaign King. Rancho Ruler pulling out plenty, a half in front with 100 to go from My Steely Dan and Fair Sir, and it's Rancho, 3 on the trot. Rancho Ruler, he rules again by a half. My Steely Dan second, a length and a half. Fair Sir third.
We're going to show you the slow-mo now of the final stages, and you can really see the great courage shown by Rancho Ruler. I think at the home turn everyone thought My Steely Dan would be able to wear him down, but once Gauci really went for the whip, he battled on well. Now I want to highlight the run also of Fair Sir, the third horse. He was beaten off at the home turn when they sprinted, but he's working to the line nicely. He covered a fair bit of extra ground, so his performance very good. But My Steely Dan just dying on his run, and the Gouch and Rancho Ruler kicking back on the inside. Good effort by the third one, Fair Sir. Race 7, the third leg of the treble from Caulfield yesterday, went to Wolverton Diamond. Disputed Pearl hit the lead just after they straightened. Looked hard to beat, but Wolverton Diamond just went to the line too strongly.
They've got away from Noted, and the others are struggling. Braquillo back behind, Our Avon's Gold. Parslip in trouble, Westall, Granovia. Then Mnemonic, Toyd, and last of all, Be Reasonable. In the straight, Disputed Pearl moved up to Quiet Sensation. Wolverton Diamond and Cameronic out wider. It's on the centre of the track. Disputed Pearl taking the lead. Wolverton Diamond, the danger, coming at it quickly. And over on the inside, Quiet Sensation. Wolverton Diamond on the outside, getting to Disputed Pearl. And on the fence, Quiet Sensation. Wolverton Diamond going home better. Wolverton Diamond gets up to win a half length on the post. 2 Disputed Pearl, the length, Quiet Sensation.
Well, that's our racing action this morning. We've got meetings this week at Eagle Farm on Tuesday. Incidentally, the annual meeting of the QTC Tuesday morning, the all-important battle for the committee. The election will be announced then. We've got the race meeting there in the afternoon, then at Bundamba on Wednesday and Doomben next Saturday. Happy Father's Day to all those dads out there. In particular, got to give a birthday call to a great friend of mine, JC Jim Anderson. He's 88 today and going stronger than ever. We'll start off with the Doomben meeting yesterday. Race 3, the first leg of the treble, went to Touch of Paradise. It was well handled out in front by Michael Kerr. And once they straightened, Touch of Paradise kicked right away and put the issue beyond doubt.
Back in the field, our Beaujolais just behind Mooncutter, and Pecura Boy is last. Running on towards the bend, they've got 450 metres to go. Mr. Shaw is making a quick dash on the outside to join Touch of Paradise, Roma Star and Bon Khan. 4 of them stretched across the track as they straighten up. Now Solar Rain's behind them. Messingham looking for the way clear. He's got nowhere to go at the moment. Never Too Close just behind them, and then Rough Mate. Touch of Paradise is the leader. Where's the favourite? She's under the whip. She can't win, I don't think. Touch of Paradise looks as though he's got them. 100 metres to go. He beat it away from Bon Khan and Roma Star, and Touch of Paradise is going to win it easily. Touch of Paradise first. Bon Khan maybe second, just in front of Mr. Shaw.
The long odds on Pop Solar Rain finished at the tail of the field. It was subsequently discovered she'd bled, and she is now on a 3-month steward's ban from racing. Well, Michael Kerr scoring on Touch of Paradise all the way there. Contrasting ride when he took out the next event on Oriander, who really powered home the last 100 metres to score from Eda's Pride, and Song of Melody, who battled on well after doing plenty of work.
Third, Oh So Serious, 3 wide on the outside of Eda's Pride and Real Love. Wonder Murphy's Daughter, and then Oriander trailing through nicely. Never Be Late pushed along over on the inside, then Cosmic Style, Casino Rose. Future Splendid back third last with Sequita Bell and Ravine. Straightening up, Song of Melody shot straight past Tinsel Girl. It's Song of Melody, a length and a half in front of Tinsel Girl. Eda's Pride to the outside. Then Oriander, Oh So Serious, is struggling. Eda's Pride is coming at Song of Melody. Eda's Pride moved up on the outside, poked the nose in front. Oriander coming after Eda's Pride. Eda's Pride a length in front of Oriander. Oriander's finishing brilliantly. She grabbed her. She's got up Oriander. Oriander beat Eda's Pride. Third Song of Melody.
Eye-catching run by the fourth horse there, Ravine. She really was coming to the line strongly, and I think a little bit further and perhaps Eagle Farm would suit her. The fifth event was the Flying Handicap, and smart return to racing by the Class 4-year-old Prince Anton, having his first run since May. I thought he did a pretty good job to score. He didn't score by any big margin, but nevertheless, considering he hasn't had recent racing, I think it was a pretty tidy performance. It was a very controversial finish in this, a couple of protests, and we'll show you a slow-mo after we've had a look at the replay.
Gold Me on the inside, then Festive King, followed by Eldonell, James Tradition and Schwartz, straightening up now, 350 metres to go. Follow the light just in front of Prince Anton. They're clear of Picard, and then Gold Me, Eldonell, James Tradition and Festive King on the outside. 250 metres to go. Prince Anton is the leader. He's pulled the whip on him. Gold Me's coming at him hard on the outside. Prince Anton's responding. Gold Me slowly but surely trying to get to Prince Anton. Prince Anton's just in front. You can start cheering, Jimmy. He's got them. And Prince Anton has beaten Gold Me. Third in. Third home was Picarda.
Wayne referring there, of course, to trainer Jim Atkins, who unfortunately was bedridden with the flu and missed Prince Anton's win. But I think that would have made him feel a lot better. We'll show you the slow-mo now, and there was a dual protest here. Gold Me, who's in blue colours, just behind the leaders coming to the turn, is inclined to shift ground, and he comes into contact on a couple of occasions with Picarda. Now, he's switching around Prince Anton's, one off the fence in the yellow colours. You can see Gold Me really hanging out badly, and Picarda on his outside was inconvenienced. So too was Festive King right on the outside. He was forced very wide from about the 800-metre turn. Now, you'll notice on the inside of Festive King is James Tradition. Now, he has no room at all until the last 50 metres, so his effort was good, and perhaps you could say quite a few of these runners were unlucky. Prince Anton clear of Gold Me, who's second past the post, but was relegated to fourth. Then Picarda. Festive King still coming strongly on the outside, and with him was James Tradition. A couple of good runs there. In particular, I thought Festive King's effort was good because he's a horse who's better suited over more ground, and it looks though he could score at his next start. And James Tradition, who's been around for a while, his effort was quite good too, because you could see he was virtually going sideways for much of the straight. The seventh event, the Pakistan handicap for the 3-year-olds. Seacoin was awkwardly drawn, but he quickly shot across the lead, and in the end it was a pretty easy victory. David Wilkes, the replacement rider for Heidi Lester, just went hands and heels. Unumbar Lad and Silversmith filled the placings, and Flick's effort was good.
Pick up ground nicely close to the inside. Then Northern News, Mighty Lucky, Gemento, and Ploughboys Paces last. Seacoin the leader. They set sail for the judge. It's Seacoin a half length in front of Sarishari on the inside. Unumgar Lad pulled out wide as tackling the leaders now. Then Flicks and Silversmith just behind them. Then Sahara Grand. They haven't caught this leader. Seacoin about a half in front of Unumgar Lad. He's gone for the whip on Unumgar Lad. Seacoin's a length in front of him now. It's Seacoin a length clear of Unumgar Lad and Silversmith, and Seacoin is too strong for Unumgar Lad in the run to the post. Seacoin first, Unumgar Lad second.
Well, certainly it was very unlucky for Heidi Lester. She was engaged for Seacoin. She was injured in an earlier race, and David Wilkes was able to pick up a lucky last-minute ride. Silversmith, the third-place getter, he's very well-bred 3-year-old from the Bruce McLaughlin stable. McLaughlin has high hopes for him, and there's a chance that he will go to Melbourne for the spring races to run in some of the minor events down there. Well, that was our Brisbane action yesterday. We'll switch now to Rose Hill, and the fourth event down there was the Theo Marks Quality, and Targlish in the Hyperion colours of pink and black came from well back, ran on strongly to defeat the Queenslander Rovian Steel, who was well backed, and he was patiently ridden. He's actually third last at this stage, Rovian Steel.
Nearly two away, Sudden Flash, a length further back, Lunch on Sunday, and then comes Regal Native, Targlish, Rovian Steel, Rajamar, and Tierra is close up on the inside. Lekay Dunn, first around the bend, about 2 lengths on Western Sovereign, a similar margin away to Sudden Flash, Regal Native, Lunch on Sunday, and one further back, Targlish, 300 to go, Lekay Dunn, a length clear on Western Sovereign. Targlish is starting to warm up now, and Lunch on Sunday and Rovian Steel come home well, but the Hyperion horse Targlish, he ducked in a shade, he takes the lead. Targlish from Lunch on Sunday and Rovian Steel, and Targlish is going to win the money. Targlish has scored from Rovian Steel. Third home, Lunch on Sunday, then came...
Clever ride there from Wayne Harris to score on Targlish, who's been a most underrated horse, and Rovian Steel's effort was good because you could see he just lost his position as they straightened. He drifted back actually to the tail of the field about the 300-metre mark, and he ran on generously, although he wasn't taking that much ground away from the winner in the last 100. Race 5, the Gloaming Stakes for the 3-year-olds, and Neil Williams, you can't keep him down. He scored here. He took off before the turn on Run Straight Run, who was actually about 7 or 8 wide and was inclined to shift in the straight. You'll notice Williams switched the whip over to the right hand just after they straightened.
On the inside, though, it's just in front from No Chaperone. A length and a half away, third on the inside rail is Swiftly Carson, and then comes Brinny, followed by Record Dash. He's off now on Marimbula Bay, and he's going at the same time as Run Straight Run. Around the corner they travel. Greyfield shows the way from Swiftly Carson. The widest runner is Run Straight Run, coming at them very quickly, and past the 300, Run Straight Run is headed Swiftly Carson and Greyfield. 2 lengths to Jenica and Brinny. At the 200 metres, Run Straight Run just in front of Swiftly Carson, and then Jenica on the outside with Brinny and Greyfield. Run Straight Run and Swiftly Carson. Run Straight Run's going home too well, and Run Straight Run has beaten Swiftly Carson. Brinny third, then Sakana, Greyfield.
Well, as I mentioned, Neil Williams did switch the whip across to his right hand just after they straightened, with Run Straight Run inclined to lay in a little bit. We show the slow-mo now. He's an accomplished left-hand whip rider, Williams, but look at him in the right hand. He's just as desperate and just as well balanced. John Marshall, who gave the runner-up Swiftly Carson every chance. They had a great battle, but in the last 100 or so, Run Straight Run was just edging away. And he's another horse to have wintered here in Brisbane during the carnival, and I think that's really made him into a top-class 3-year-old in the new season. Race 6 was a controversial finish here as well, another protest. The heavily backed Kruthoffer was second past the post. Sentos was able to hold him off. And we'll show you the slow-mo now. Kruthoffer's 3 out in the blue and green colours, and Sentos on the inside is certainly boring out badly and comes in contact with the favourite on a number of occasions. And Shane Dye with the whip in the right hand, as he was applying full pressure, Sentos was certainly easing out across the track, and I don't think there's much doubt that he did cost the favourite Kruthoffer the victory there, and stewards, much to punters' delight, upheld the objection. Race 7, and Steve Schofield, the Gold Coast-based jockey, went to Sydney yesterday to ride Roby and Steel, and he picked up a ride on Ladrone after Gavin Duffy was stood down after being injured on Friday, and Ladrone was second turning for home, landed a big plunge, 11-2 into start, 15-4.
Image, Eddie's girthy out of Gallia. Star Sunrise wide the centre, Loving Devotion cutting the fence, giving ground, and then Rama King further back in the field as they come around the home corner. Major Edition on the widest Benzine. They straighten up now, and Ladrone goes up to join His Excellency. Gallia challenging the pair of them from Rivers Image and Star Sunrise, and Loving Devotion trying to poke through at the 250. His Excellency fighting on about a head on Ladrone. A length to Gallia. Rama King on the outside from Rivers Image and Loving Devotion. It's His Excellency and Ladrone again. Ladrone put the nose in front. Rama King joins in. Ladrone just the leader close to home, and Ladrone's just beaten the fast finishing Rama King, and third His Excellency, then Major.
Look now at the Flemington highlights yesterday. Certainly the track was rated as good, but I think there was plenty of give in it after showers during the late morning and early part of the meeting. It didn't make any difference to Zetative, the crack colt. He took out the Ascot Vale, defeating the heavily backed Star Watch, who was given every chance by Mick Dittman, and looked the winner when they reached the 300-metre mark.
Sable Zephyr, then Vitalik, further back Zetative. Star Watch is further out, and they're followed by Isle and Almurda Jazz coming onto the course proper. 400 out, the leader Clay Hero shaken up a length in front. Sable Zephyr's gone. Now coming on the outside is Star Watch from Almurda Jazz, and then Vitalik. Zetative not travelling well. It's Clay Hero being tackled by Star Watch. Star Watch has raced to them in a couple of strides, 200 to go. Put his head in front of Clay Hero. Now Zetative is getting out, and he goes out after Star Watch. Star Watch the leader, 100 to go. Zetative on the outside, wearing him down. Star Watch a nose in front. Zetative getting on terms, and it's victory for Victoria. Zetative gets up to beat Star Watch ahead on the post. 5 lengths away, third, not much in it, Clay Hero or Isle.
They love it, the Victorians, Zetative defeating the Sydney youngster Star Watch there. And I think that probably answered the question, who's the better 3-year-old? Zetative gets my vote. We'll show you the slow-mo now. 2 great riders in action here. Mick Dittman on the inside on Star Watch. Greg Hall powering home on Zetative on the outside. Very, very strong whip riders. And you can see they're clearing away from the opposition. They've got streets on their rivals in class, these two. And Zetative just a shade too good for Star Watch, who certainly didn't throw in the towel. He was battling away very well after being headed. Race 5, the Craiglee Stakes, an upset here, High Regard, and we don't hear the caller say one for New South Wales, and he defeated Rancho Ruler and Flotilla The Sydney horse, heavily back favourite, made up plenty of ground late.
He's raced up on the outside to make a line of 3, trying to push off the fence. High Regard, a bit of buffeting there. They're followed by Bonomi and Flotilla in behind them. Down to the 400, High Regard got to the front. Rancho Ruler trying to reach him. My Stilly Dan back on the fence, then Groucho. Flotilla now getting out, but High Regard the leader down to the 200. Rancho Ruler trying hard to peg him back. High Regard a length in front of Rancho Ruler. My Stilly Dan, they're the only chances. It's High Regard 3/4 in front of Rancho Ruler. Then Flotilla late, but it's High Regard for the money. High Regard a length on the post, 2 Rancho Ruler, 2 lengths Flotilla third. Therefore,
Flotilla safely beaten there, but I thought his effort was encouraging, and I think he's going to be a horse to follow through the spring. Certainly no help to those who sent him out as the 7-4 favourite yesterday. And Rancho Ruler, another great effort to finish second. He ended his winning run, but he was pretty gallant in defeat. Race 7, the Bobby Lewis Quality down the straight, and Placid Arc back to winning form, heavily back, 4's in to start 7-4. Opposition wasn't strong, and I'm yet to be convinced he's really back to the form of last year.
The middle of the track in front of Uncle Sid, coming down the grandstand rail, and Taj Quillet took over from Foamy Ocean Silver Scout. Then further back, Franklin Drive. They come down with about 300 to go. Placid Arc, the leader, over on the flat side. He's in front of Uncle Sid, and Impazera finishing well. Placid Arc is over on the inside in front of Uncle Sid. Heavenly View and Crush. Placid Arc, he's hanging on. He's a half in front, getting towards the line. Heavenly View trying to get to him, but the Arc is back. Placid Arc, the great horse, has got home by a neck, and the crowd...
That's the best sprinting filly in Australia, they call her?
No doubt, she's a very good filly. She's going to be set for the 1,000 guineas now, and she's a good filly, set for a big spring. We'll get straight into the action. Eagle Farm yesterday, race 3, Mad Maxine, named after a girl Pat used to go out with, scoring here narrowly from Heads of State.
Second last, Leonoris and Aldana under the whip last of all. Coming on towards the home turn. They've got 450 metres to go, and Mad Maxine has made a quick rush on the outside, and she's gone up to join Cool Nip in the lead. Westbrook Way is still there over on the inside. Heads of State pulled across the heels of those leaders, coming to the outside and issuing the big claim now. Then Kitty Moon, our Beaujolais, and Sir Titan saving ground near the inside. The favourites hit the front, 250 metres to go. It's Heads of State going to the lead from Mad Maxine and Westbrook Way. Then our Beaujolais, Sir Titan on the inside. Losh has got him flat to the boards. It's Heads of State just in front of Mad Maxine, who's kicking again. Heads of State, Mad Maxine, they're going to the line, locked together. They hit it, oh, ding-donger. This is a beauty, this one. Mad Maxine, Heads of State, oh, could go the other way.
It was a ding-donger, a knockout for the poor old punters, because Heads of State, the short price favourite, losing the photo. We show you the slow-mo now of the final stages, and the punters were pretty happy when they got to the 200-metre mark, because Heads of State had raced ahead of Mad Maxine, who's fighting back strongly for rider Alan Abrahams on the inside. A birthday present for Abrahams. He turned 23 yesterday. Heads of State, beautifully ridden by Peter Losh, looks certain to score, but he was found wanting in the last 100 metres, only by centimetres, but it was his second successive photo loss, and he is getting a bit costly for the punters, but a good performance by Mad Maxine, and I feel she'll score again in the city on that performance. Race 5 yesterday, the PNG handicap, and a cakewalk for the front runner, Follow the Light. And Chris Muntz was the bookies pin-up yesterday. He scored in the previous race on Table and Chairs at 50 to 1, and here he is all the way on Follow the Light at 16 to 1.
Superior Vintage, Latin Flair, Sovereign Sales, Wilhelm and Parsifal. Coming around the home turn, 450 metres out. Follow the Light coming back with them. Dare to Be Grand has had a beautiful run. He's pulled to the outside, and then Dream Splendor. Our Blarney Girl pulled out wide, and then Latin Flair. Follow the Light still the leader. Dream Splendor trying hard on the outside. Dare to Be Grand is struggling. Our Blarney Girl on the outside steadily making ground, but Follow the Light, he's kicked again on the inside. I think he's got them, Follow the Light. He's about 3 lengths in front of Dream Splendor and Our Blarney Girl, and it's go to woe for Follow the Light. Follow the Light pushed out with the whip at the end, scores well. He's won it by 3 lengths. Our Blarney Girl will probably get second.
Trainer Bruce McLaughlin will make up his mind the next 24 hours whether he'll send Follow the Light to Lismore for the big cup meeting down there on Thursday. Race 7 yesterday was the Burnborough Club Flying. It went to Don't Play, who defied a betting drift, evens out to start 2 to 1. But scored impressively. Festive King ran on well, and Cover Me a struggling third. Cover Me, then My Rhythmic Dancer and Forte. 1.5 to Raw Samurai on the inside, then Don't Play, James Tradition, Danger of Festive King, and Gold Mia's last. Rudy Red sprinted away from them as they hit the straight. It's Rudy Red 2 in front. Cover Me after Rudy Red. Insatiate's gone, and Don't Play is joining in with a big run on the outside. He's coming after them quickly. Cover Me struggling. Don't Play swept to the lead, and Williams is riding him confidently. It's Don't Play a length in front of Rudy Red. Cover Me, then Festive King and James Tradition, but Don't Play starting to streak away from them in the run to the post. He's got him under no pressure at all. He's just slapping him up a little bit, and he's got them. Don't Play first, Festive King second, Cover Me probably third. No joy for Brian York and Bruce McLaughlin with Cover Me there, who was well backed and finishing third. But in the last, they looked as though they were set for victory with Roulard, who was well tried. 12's in to start 8 to 1. We'll show you the slow-mo now of the final stages of the final event. And Roulard, he's cruised away at the, look, an unassailable lead as they get inside the 100-metre mark. And here's Dornville starting to whoosh home down the centre of the track. And Roulard's taking tiny steps as he gets close to home. And Dornville went from 3 lengths behind him to sailing past him in a matter of 3 or 4 strides. Good performance by Dornville. He carried plenty of weight. And Roulard, well, that seems to be a bit of a habit. He just doesn't go to the line extremely hard. We'll switch now to Rose Hill yesterday. Unfortunately, they had a very badly rain-affected track down there, and it did shower on a couple of occasions during the afternoon. Didn't make things any easier. Mick Dittman scored in the first leg of the treble down there, race 4. You'll notice the whip in the left hand for Mick. He's in front here on Regal Prize, who was inclined to shift away from the fence a little bit, and Dittman has the whip in the left hand. Zemakima battled on well for second.
Trying to get clear, and then My Kind of Girl and Quartet straightening, and Regal Prize in front. Gerard's having a shot at him on the outside. Zamakima next. Constant Kingdom struggles at the 200. They've still got to get Regal Prize. He kicked away here from Gerard, Baguna Princess, Zamakima, and then comes Constant Kingdom. But Regal Prize in front. He's holding them all at bay, and Regal Prize has won the money from Zamakima. A nose third, Gerard, and then came Baguna Princess.
Well, at this stage today, Mick was feeling pretty happy with himself. He'd taken out successive races, and then he was coming into the big one, the T-Rose Stakes, and he's on the heavily backed Research. We'll show you the normal action first up. Now, there is a protest in this event. Glenview and Research single out from the others once they turn for home.
Pagan Dance and the others headed by Treetop Creek on the turn, and Sail to Success is coming back to them very quickly. Research on the outside, and Paris Miss go away from Sail to Success with Glenview, and as they run to the 300 metres, Research and Glenview come away, the 2 favourites. Pagan Dance has raced to third at the 200 metres. Research dipped on the outside, Marshall Glenview on the inner. Research and Glenview stride for stride. Research ahead in front of Glenview, then Pagan Dance. Research just the leader from Glenview. Research is going to outplug Glenview, and Research wins the money. They got very tight in the straight, but Research is just...
They certainly did get very tight in the straight. Now, we'll show you the slow-mo of the final 250 metres or so, and we'll do it in very slow action for you to show exactly what stewards did deem to be a protest worthy of being upheld. Now, it's on the outside. You can see Dittman's first to go for the whip on Research, who's still boring in despite the fact Dittman has the whip in the right hand. Now Marshall on Glenview goes to whip, but you can see he can't get his full whip action going because Research is hard up against Glenview, and Marshall can only slap his filly down the shoulder. Now, Dittman, you notice his left hand trying to ease Research away from the other filly while still going for the whip. Now, the Research does come away from Glenview momentarily, and Marshall is able to use the whip in a normal manner. But again, coming towards the line, Research gets back in. Now, they're past the 100-metre mark. There's very little between them, but Research still inclined to bore in under pressure. Look at Dittman's left hand well off the filly's neck, trying to hold her out, but Marshall's whip has again stopped going behind the saddle, just flicking his filly down the shoulder. And I think you'd just have to say, on that evidence, while it's side on, that stewards did, I think, make the right decision, because Marshall, I think for most of the final 300 metres, could not get a fair go at his filly, and she's certainly being inconvenienced. Race 7 yesterday, the final leg of the treble from Rose Hill went to Wayne Harris, completing a good week for him. He took out the Newcastle Cup during the week on Eye of the Sky, and he scores here on Flaming Road. It was well tried to start the 5-2 favourite.
And Proudly Born is last. China Garden around the corner by 2 lengths on Paris Pride. Flaming Road on the outside, and then Brentano under the whip, and a length further back. Latest Word. Here's Flaming Road going out after China Garden. Paris Pride is third. A length Brentano. China Garden's History, and Flaming Road takes the lead. Latest Word from a long way back, but Harris had driven Flaming Road away with what should be a winning lead. Latest Word goes to second, then Solvare and Paris Pride, but Flaming Road's untroubled. Flaming Road 2.5 lengths to Latest Word. A Denham Quinella third, Solvare, then Paris.
Overcast conditions, but a fast track at Moonee Valley yesterday, and we'll pick up the action in race 4. Clay Hero, he scored as a short price favourite, running record time. And his performance underlined just how good Zetativ is. He easily was beaten by Zetativ last week.
Cameronic behind them, and Zephyr Khan further out. Out 3 deep, Prismatic Star raced up, grabbed Disputed Pearl and Testimony. Cameronic getting clear. Prismatic Star went for home, a length in front. Cameronic the danger on the outside, then Stewart's Event. Cameronic went up to Prismatic Star, 150 to go, took the lead. Stewart's Event battling on well. Cameronic in front with 100 to go, and Cameronic with the top weight is going to get the money. Cameronic a length, Prismatic Star a length, Stewart's Event third.
Well, a little bit of a hitch there. That, in fact, was race 5, Cameronic, who wintered here in Brisbane, scoring pretty impressively, well ridden by Brent Thompson. We'll switch back to race 4 now, and it was taken out by Clay Hero. As I mentioned, he was comfortably beaten by Zedative and Star Watch last week. I think 4 lengths or so between the top pair and Clay Hero. But you can see by this performance yesterday in record time that it was certainly a great performance. We're having problems. We go to race 6. Race 6 was the Verve Clicquot and Startling Lass, a very, very good Sydney filly. Brent Thompson again. He had a poise just behind the leaders at the home turn. You can see her moving up in the green and orange colours. She's just too good for them.
The field, Sovereign Lady. Then Parley Do from Pride of Ingenue. Lady of Battle, Rich Abbott, a gap to Rockets. Memphis Blues, Pray for Colleen. And Indian Pearl. It's Alchindigger going up to Life Hose. Startling Lass on the outside is quickly coming up them. They're followed by Boardwalk Angel. On the turn, Startling Lass on the outside, got to the front. Startling Lass raced a length and a half in front. 200 to go now from Life Hose, Boardwalk Angel. Memphis Blues from a long way back with the favourites home, Startling Lass in the Verve Clicquot. Memphis Blues making a lot of ground, but Startling Lass has won by 3.5. Memphis Blues second, a half away third, Life Hose.
Third leg of the treble from Moonee Valley was the famous Grouse over 1,600 metres. Another who wintered in Brisbane, Foamy Ocean. He finished 4th in the Elders. I think he's come back a stronger horse in the spring. A little bit suspect at the distance previously, but he ran it out well yesterday. Now he's awkwardly placed in about 7th, one off the rails. Harry White, a great ride here to score on Foamy Ocean.
Up to the turn they race, and Toyd on the outside of Palatinsky being tackled out further on the track by Bronze Knight starting to join in. Best Time trying to get clear. Here's Foamy Ocean getting out now. Foamy Ocean has raced up and grabbed them. Foamy Ocean took the lead from Toyd, Bronze Knight, Palatinsky, Best Time and Sea Swell. Foamy Ocean in front, Toyd fighting back on the inside. Foamy Ocean a neck in front of Toyd, and it's Foamy Ocean the leader, and Foamy Ocean got the money. Scored 3/4 to Toyd, a nose third Palatinsky. And
well, unfortunately, we have lost race 4. It's somewhere in the system. It'll probably pop up in the middle of Pat's news report tonight. We've got a big week in racing. There's 2-year-old trials at Doomba tomorrow. Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers meeting on Tuesday. Bundamba on Wednesday. It's a free day, and there's 30 minutes of free beer during the afternoon. And a limbo competition. I don't know whether it's straight after the beer or not. And
that'd be the go, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And Eagle Farm on Thursday to coincide with the big Marlborough Day. Planet Ruler resuming in the Marlborough on Thursday, but it's a big week in racing.
Okay, something to look forward to.
But on yesterday's performance, he's possibly the horse to beat in the Cox Plate. Mind you, I think Flotilla was a bit unlucky. I just feel that he went a bit early on him. But,
can I just ask one question before...
You can ask several questions.
What did you back in the race?
I like Flotilla.
It's come as a major shock.
Yeah, you're allowed to talk through your kick. You're mad if you don't. We're going to look at the Doomben highlights first up. Race 3 was the first leg of the treble, and a clever front-running ride from Carl Simons to score here on Rough Mate. It looked like the favourite, Prince Regent, was certain to score here. He's coming out to challenge the leader and actually put his head in front.
Him on the outside, then Reigning Aces, Noble Dior, Brian's Kingdom and Miss Fleet. Rough Mate the inside, Prince Regent the outside. They're locked together. Both boys getting anxious, going for the whip. Rough Mate's kicking on the inside of Prince Regent. Rough Mate just in front of Prince Regent. Prince Regent can't get to him. Rough Mate coming away from Prince Regent. Rough Mate first, Prince Regent second.
Well, a real boil over in race 5, the Biscay Stakes for the 3-year-old. Sahara Grand scoring at 50 to 1, and pretty convincing style he did it too, because he won by 4 lengths and ran startling time. And you can see Seacoy, the equal favourite, raced very wide throughout and went deeper on the home turn. His effort was good to finish second.
Cut leader, making mischief, running second. Anam Garlad under a little bit of pressure. Sahara Grand running on gamely. Seacoin, he's headed out to the middle of the track. Sahara Grand might be the danger. Anam Garlad's gone. The bolter Sahara Grand grabbed the lead from Seacoin, and Sahara Grand is spearing right away from them at the end. He's going to bolt in. Sahara Grand has won by 5 lengths. Seacoin second. McEwer is so serious in a Fado.
Well, it was far from a great day for the favourites at Doomben. Another one bit the dust in the 7th, the Flying Handicap. Prince Anton at long odds on. Scrambled into 3rd place. He was closing on the first 2 rapidly in the last 50 metres. His effort was quite sound, that is if you didn't back him. And victory here to Power Arrow, who was well ridden by Len Hill, trailing the pacemaker Newington Butts into the straight and gets through on the inside.
2 to Super Asset, and then Prince Anton and top the ton. Newington Butts, he's drifting away from the inside. Power Arrow coming after him, and Prince Anton starting to hit top gear, but still giving them a couple of lengths. Newington Butts in front of Power Arrow, then Prince Anton. Newington Butts is in front. Here's Prince Anton, he's charging home now. Power Arrow on the inside. Power Arrow grabbed them, they hit it. Power Arrow. Power Arrow's just won it. Fato's second and third.
Plenty of drama in the final event before the backers of the favourite minimum weight collected. We'll show you the slow-mo of the final stages. There was a double protest here before stewards ruled that placing should stand. You can see minimum weight on the outside inclined to get in. Now the horse in the pink colours 3 in is Northern News, and he inconveniences several horses on his inside. Rider Noel Smith was subsequently outed until October the 12th. You can see minimum weight just boring in a little bit on the runner-up Cowboy, who in turn just forced Northern News to alter course. But I think without a doubt the positions were merited there, and minimum weight in the end scoring quite well, although at the home turn he did look to be in a little bit of trouble. We'll switch now to Randwick yesterday, and we're going to pick up the action in race 1. We want to highlight the run of the runner-up Mercury, ridden by Mick Dittman. He was desperately unlucky. The 2-year-old in blue and dark green colours. He's about midfield and coming towards the outside. The winner here is Show County, who's the leader on the fence.
Is tackled by Positive Force, a length Milagro, Jubilarian, and the others headed then by Mercury. At the 200, Show County refusing to give in. It's about a head on Positive Force, and then comes Mercury picking up the bit on the outside, but it'll be too late probably. Show County in front. Mercury's coming home well, but the post will beat him, and Show County gets the money from Mercury. Always Dapper flew along the...
Undoubtedly one to follow, the runner-up there, Mercury. We switch now to race 3, and a day of some tremendous finishes at Randwick. This is one of the better ones. This is the Brian Crowley Stakes over 1,200 metres, and the Queenslander Gypsy Road finishes third. Now he's in blue colours, 3 away from the fence, angling for a run. At this stage it's Mariinsky in front. Now on the outside in the white and orange colours is Molokai Prince. Getting between them is Gypsy Rogue, or trying to get between them. Now look at Temple Front in the purple and orange colours down the outside, storming home, and further out is Black Routine. A tremendous finish here in the third event, but it was Temple Front with that flying finish just able to score. Solid performance from Gypsy Rogue again, the Queenslander, and he deserves to pick up a race there in the south. We switch now to race 4, the first leg of the treble, and victory to Ken Russell here. He looked in plenty of trouble on Sakana. About 100 metres out, Shipwreck was challenging quickly, but Russell and Sakana found plenty.
Crown, Little Miracles and Aquatic. Brenny first around the corner. The rider has a peep. Flying Aces second. Quartet third. Oakwood is next, followed by Sakana on the outside. He's still battling on the favourite. And as they race past the 300, Sakana hits the lead now. Brenny's gone from Oakwood, and on the outside, Shipwreck goes out after Sakana. Sakana in front. Will the early effort tell? Shipwreck cuts him down. Shipwreck on the outside, raced up to Sakana. Shipwreck and Sakana hit the line. Or Sakana and Shipwreck, there's not much between them.
Race 5 was the Main Stakes, the George Main Stakes, traditionally one of the great weight for age events in Sydney. And Shane Dye, we saw him score early on Temple Front. He does it here again on stablemate Jenica. Now he's second last at this stage in the white colours, and watch his finishing run to cut down Balciano.
On the inside, about to get away from the rails. And
well over on the inside, as I mentioned.
There's still no room from Natural Habit, My Blue Kingdom and Rajamar. Almost a run for Wonder Dancer. There is now if he's good enough, but My Blue... After Balciano, Marimbula Bay on the inside, and Wonder Dancer warming up. Balciano takes the lead. Jenica flying on the...
Away from the rails. He's on target for the...
Jenica! Gosh, what a run by Jenica's got up to win from Balciano.
Left Ian Craig. The first leg of the... as we said, some consolation for Neil Williams, and we're going... push... to Paneria here, scoring from a wonder.
Reigning Aces just behind them.
And Desert Beauport of Capsalian don't play at the 300. Pleasant Flight in front, but Gold Trump's got out now. And Gold Trump goes after Pleasant Flight. Regal Native third and a gap then to Rocket Master. Gold Trump out after Pleasant Flight. Pleasant Flight is sticking on. Peacock again. Gold Trump won't reach Pleasant Flight. Clear of Regal Native, and Pleasant Flight goes to the post and beat the favourite a half length, Gold Trump. Third placing Regal Native.
Well, there was plenty of action in the stewards' room at Randwick yesterday. Top riders Gary Willits and Gavin Duffy both suspended, so they're going to miss important mounts at the Epsom Handicap weekend at Randwick next Saturday. We switch now to Moonee Valley yesterday. First leg of the treble down there went to Greg Hall on Link the Leopard, the former Perth stayer, starting a heavily backed favourite at 13-8. He's moving around the outside in greenish colours, and under desperate riding from Hall, goes to the post strongly.
Nagle Road trying to get out, going all right, and Catesville pulled out deep, is running on well from Carrara Lad. They bunch up, Link the Leopard out wide, Let Go, raced up now to Piccadilly Pearl. Nagle Road disappointed for a run, then further back was Windcrest, Solid Talk, Catesville and Carrara Lad. Link the Leopard going for home though, 150 to go. Got the upper hand from Piccadilly Pearl, then further back Windcrest. Hall riding hard and Link the Leopard, he's finding plenty, and Link the Leopard's going to get the money over Piccadilly Pearl. Catesville running on. In the run to the line, Link the Leopard won by a length and a half, Piccadilly Pearl. Nearly a dead heat for...
Now the main one, the Fian Stakes over 1,600 metres, and what a blistering affair it turned out. Vaux battled on well for third yesterday. He carved it out up front, and that set it up for Our Poetic Prince coming from well back. The one I mentioned earlier, Flotilla, is 3 wide outside the leader. He made a very early run and left him open for this flying finish from Our Poetic Prince, who's zooming around the outside in the brownish colours.
High regard. Flotilla's put his head in front, 300 to go from Rancho Ruler. Our Poetic Prince coming with a great run. He might be the one, Our Poetic Prince. He's raced up to Flotilla. Sky Chase struggling, then Rancho Ruler, but the little Kiwi has let go Our Poetic Prince. And away he goes now from Flotilla. Rogue fighting on from Sky Chase, Rancho Ruler, but Our Poetic Prince is racing away. Our Poetic Prince by a length to Flotilla, a length away, third Rogue ahead in front. I'm on the outside, Sky Chase.
Final leg of the Moonee Valley treble over 1,000 metres was 2-horse war between Artistic Princess and Gallipoli Prince. Gallipoli Prince led for home, but Artistic Princess too strong from that point.
Prince and then Garrison Ramify, Nip of Silver, as they come up with about 550 to go. Gallipoli Prince a half in front. On the outside, Artistic Princess. They're both travelling well up to the turn. 3 lengths further back, Judges Rule, and then Road and Raj from Panui Prince and Luck Alive. Into the straight they come. Gallipoli Prince and neck in front. Artistic Prince has got on terms, and she's got a head in front now. Artistic Princess from Gallipoli Prince. Artistic Princess takes the lead with 150 to go from Gallipoli Prince. Panui Prince is running on well over on the inside, Luck Alive, but Artistic Princess by 2 lengths, Gallipoli Prince. Panui Prince is third.
Well, believe it or not, there were a few people at Moonee Valley yesterday, despite the VFL Grand Final. And because of that final, the Victorian Government allows...
However, the big race combination of Colin Hayes and Michael Clark provided the winner, Alberta Jazz, which started at 40 to 1. Odds-on favourite Zetatave didn't run a place, while Star Watch finished a close third.
Leads by 3/4 of a length on Barclavar. On the outside, Sea Mosaic coming after the leaders. Intellectual back on the rise, and then Silver Master. Unumgarn Lad is pulled out wide, and so is Greek Prince, who's sailing up to these leaders. They've got 250 metres to go. Greek Prince on the outside has poked his nose in front. Unumgarn Lad's going with Greek Prince. They're clear of Intellectual and Mahina. Unumgarn Lad the inside, Greek Prince the outside. They're both flat to the boards. Unumgarn Lad just in front of Greek Prince. Unumgarn Lad ahead in front of Greek Prince. They hit the wire, and Unumgarn Lad has just beaten Greek Prince. Intellectual third.
Well, let's go back and have a look at the slow-mo of the incident. Coming up towards the 600-metre crossing, we'll set the scene for you as we come up now with the slow-mo. Now, the horse to watch is Greek Prince in black and white colours. On his inside in green and red, just behind the leaders, is Unumgarn Lad, and the grey horse is Michael Boyce on the outside on Sea Mosaic. Now, you can see Greek Prince getting his head in the air, starting to race a little bit erratically, and stewards deemed that he had overreacted to tightening from the inside and outside simultaneously. You can see he's certainly lost considerable ground. There he is going across the heels of the grey horse. He's racing most ungenerously. Carl Simon's in all sorts of trouble. He shears off the track here and certainly loses considerable ground, far more than the half neck by which he was beaten. But I think stewards ruled correctly there, dismissed the protest. Race 5,
And we weren't finished in the steward's room because after this we were back inside again for another protest. Let's have a look at Leon Uris and Shane Scriven, who scored on Unham Garlad, taking out the Gregory Terrace Cup.
Sovereign Sails. On to the next bend, 850 metres to go. Followed the ladies, had a pretty easy run out in front. He looks to be travelling sweetly at the moment. He's a length in front of Dream Splendor with Bename third. One to Roughmate on the outside of Leon Norris. Two to Kaya, who heights, who's hard-ridden. Duk Duk pulled to the outside, starting to pick up ground. Then Latin Flair, Latin Myth, and Sovereign Sails is last of all onto the home turn. 450 metres to go. Followed the latest, the leader. He straightens up by a length and a half on Dream Splendor. Bename over on the inside. Roughmate and Leon Norris having a bumping duel at the moment. Duk Duk to the outside, starting to wind up. 300 metres out. Follow the latest, the leader. Leon Norris is looming as a bit of a danger on the outside. Then Dream Splendor. Roughmate struggling, and so is Duk Duk. Leon Norris takes the lead. 150 metres to go. It's Leon Norris in front of Follow the Light. Bename, Roughmate and Duk Duk. Leon Norris is in front. He's drawing clear close to the line. And Leon Norris punched right out. Wins it well. Bename second. Roughmate probably third, just in front of Follow the Light and Duk Duk.
Well, now let's have a look at the slow-mo of the incident at the home turn, which caused another protest. Andrew Cox, the rider of third place to Roughmate, protesting against Leon Uris. Now, Roughmate in the blinkers, and his inside is Leon Uris. You can see putting his shoulder in and just easing his way out into that passage there, and he was able to go on and score. He comfortably held them off. Stewards didn't take too long to dismiss that objection. Race 7, and a nice ride by Steve Sharman to score here on the very consistent Miss Fleet. She appreciated the step up in distance. Scores well from Evasion and Rassman, who are both a shade unlucky.
Long start, Rating Aces, My Son Mel, and Cheeky Harry's at the rear end of the straight. 400 metres to go. Copper Strike looming up on the outside of Baghdad Boy. Baghdad Boy and Copper Strike, they're the joint leaders. They're clear of Miss Fleet, Bowtie and Evasion getting up on the inside. Pecura Boy on the extreme outside, looming as a danger as well. 150 metres to go. Baghdad Boy's gone. Miss Fleet grabbed the lead from Copper Strike. Pecura Boy, and now Rassman. Rassman getting into the clear. Miss Fleet in front, Evasion the inside. Rassman the outside. Copper Strike sticking on. They hit it, and Miss Fleet...
Yes, Miss Fleet deserved that success. A good third at a last start in a shorter race. Went to the line generously, but I think you could make excuses, in particular for Rassman in the orange colours, just behind Miss Fleet. He'd been battling to get into the clear for some period in the straight. Now he does work into the clear. On the outside is Pecura Boy, and Evasion on the inside had scraped through a narrow opening on the inside of her stablemate Baghdad Boy. But it's Miss Fleet going to the post pretty generously. I think the one to follow out of that was Rassman, and the stewards held an inquiry into an incident just past the post there, and Graham Watson, who rode Rassman, was suspended for 1 month for improper riding, in that he forced his mount to change course and career into Bowtie, who had caused him some inconvenience earlier in the straight. Let's switch to Sydney now. First leg of the treble down there was race 4. It went to Shalaya, who scores well from Lost Goal and Paulandic. 16 to 1 Shalaya.
Getting an inside run as the leader starting to hang, and Desert Bow called upon for his effort now, then Lost Gold. At the 250, Table and Chairs in front, Desert Bow on the outside, vigorously ridden. Lost Gold and Lentigo from Physique, and now Shalaya getting a split. Desert Bow takes the lead. Shalaya grabs it quickly. Lost Gold on the outside. Shalaya doing better, and Shalaya's coming away from Lost Gold, and then Paulandic, and Shalaya wins the money.
Well-known Sydney owners Jack and Bob Ingham have been enjoying a great run in the last fortnight. They scored again here with Astrologist, who defied a betting drift. 6 to 4 out to 5 to 2 to score handsomely, and is now Melbourne bound.
And on loan is last as they commence the run around the home corner. 420 to go, and Just a Cowboy a bit over a length. Second placing is Bush Opera. 3 deep Astrologist, a length Irish Impulse, and the others headed by March Music. As they travel to the 250 metres, Just a Cowboy's immediately history. The leader is Astrologist on the outside, battling on March Music, but Astrologist accelerates. 100 to go. It's Astrologist racing away. Bush Opera and March Music battle out miners, but it's an easy one for Astrologist. And Astrologist 2 lengths, second Bush Opera, third March Music.
Some nice bets landed when Yarn took out the third leg of the treble, race 7, race just outside the leader in the yellow colours. He sprints away in the straight and 10s to 7s. He scores well to the delight of the punters who'd back him.
One further back, Regal Signal, Best Report, and then Latest Word and My Red Deer. Hader Prince back second last, and last Snowtastic now. Yarn takes the lead from By Polly, 250 to go. Regal Signal getting up on the inner, then Flaming Road, Best Report from Pico, 175 to go, and Yarn is the leader. Yarn more than a length, second placing, Best Report taking no ground away from Yarn, and Yarn's a mile too good. Pico battles on, but as they hit it, Yarn from a tighty. We've got Pico.
Great day's racing at Caulfield yesterday. They had a fast track, a shower or two, but the going not affected. Race 4, the Guineas, and what a tremendous finish. Vitalik holding on to score by centimetres from Alberta Jazz. The disappointment, Star Watch, who faded to finish 10th.
Royal Harparton hard ridden, then King's High, and further back in the field then came Flamenco King. Coming up to the turn, Vitalik on the outside of Star Watch is putting the pressure on the favourite, and he's not finding a great deal, Star Watch. Vitalik's hit the lead. Vitalik went to the front from Star Watch, who's battling on, speeding fine the rail. Then Alberta Jazz coming out after them from Big Grey Roo. Vitalik the leader down with 150 to go. Alberta Jazz trying to wear him down. Vitalik on the inside ahead in front of Alberta Jazz and King's High. Vitalik grabbed by Alberta Jazz. They're going stride for stride. Vitalik fights back. Oh, it might go Vitalik and nose to Alberta Jazz. Nothing.
Out from 3s to 4s, a little easier in the betting, won it by 2 lengths, and it's its 8th win for the 6-year-old, and incidentally owned by several St George League players.
Yellowgator's in front. He's holding Savoy Truffle and push right out. Yellowgator's going to score. It's Yellowgator first, Savoy Truffle second, Rulard got third, then Grand Slam.
Race 5 yesterday in Brisbane was the Wedgwood Pastries, I should say, handicap, won brilliantly here by McGinty's Crown, and will be set now for the Southern Cross Classic, the $1.5 million race for the product of the Magic Millions sales. And of course it won the Doomben Dollars last May, McGinty's Crown, ridden by Shane Scriven.
Out, McGinty's Crown loomed up on the outside, hit the lead. Axe dropping out of it. Derby-eyed to the outside, then Let Me Dance and Tatwood. But the favourite bolted away from them with 50 metres to go, and he's killing them. McGinty's Crown has eased right down in the run to the post, and he's won by 3 lengths. Tatwood and Derby-eyed in a Fado second.
Race 7 at Doomben yesterday was the flying one here by Bon Khan. 2s into 7 to 4 and favourite. And it's won 10 of its 24 starts. Bon Khan, a very consistent performer. Tight win yesterday over Cool Action, the former Sydney sprinter, and Dancing Poet. Of course, a former Elders winner, coming back from a bad virus, Bon Khan.
Bon Khan making his dash now. Power is there in the middle. Dancing Report on the inside. Dancing Poet pulled out wide, and then Bank Coin. Cool Action just in front. Bon Khan cutting him down. Dancing Poet on the outside. Dancing Report the inside. Cool Action joined now by Bon Khan. Dancing Poet coming after Bon Khan. Bon Khan, Cool Action. Bon Khan and Cool Action, they hit it. Bon Khan's just beaten Cool Action. Dancing Poet third.
Yeah, good finish to that one with Bon Khan, the 7 to 4 favourite, keeping the punters happy. Michael Boyce, the winning jockey there, the young Toowoomba apprentice, and that was the second leg of a winning double for him yesterday. Chris Muntz also riding a winning double at Doomben yesterday. On to the meeting in Sydney yesterday. The venue was Rose Hill. First leg of the treble was race 4, the Diners Silver Slipper, and it was won by Show County, the favourite at 10 to 9.
Sunshine Sally on the rail. Big Able second last, and last in the field as always Dapper as they turn the corner. And the leader is Show County. Easy Prey on the outsiders after the Colt. A length away, third on the inside. Paris Opera, then Vain Promise. But Show County accelerates now. Show County about 2.5, 3 lengths. Forget Easy Prey. Vain Promise has raced into second place, and then Paris Opera. But Show County, the Colt by County, is going to win the Silver Slipper easily. And Show County by a length and 3/4. Second is Vain Promise, third Paris Opera.
Race 5 was the Club Stakes over 1,200 metres at Rose Hill yesterday. Big win here for Star of Carrioy, brilliantly ridden by Malcolm Johnston. Didn't keep the punters all that happy though. It drifted in the betting from 20s to 40s, Star of Carrioy, but did show a lot of promise.
Johnson lead them around the corner. A length and a half on March Music. Saxon on the inside. Isadora's into the clear now, followed by Thunder Race. And a length further back in the field is Betrothal. At the 250 and Star of Carrioy, a length and a half in front. Second placing March Music. Isadora not running on as well as expected. Star of Carrioy still in front. A length and a half. March Music safely holding it. Then a wall including Isadora and Betrothal. But Star of Carrioy will win it easily. And to the line, it's Star of Carrioy from March Music. Third, Betrothal.
Johnson also getting the money in the next one on Rocket Master, starting at 5 to 2, so the punters were a little happier with Malcolm Johnson after the 6th. On to the 7th now, which is the Diners Club Welter, won here by Macquarie Prince, starting at 7 to 2 after drifting initially to 4s.
Baguna Princess, followed then by Prince Toranaga. The Prince about to get into the open, and as they straighten for the run of the judge, Prince Toranaga into the clear. He's out after the Cowboy, then Baguna Princess. Macquarie Prince is about to get a split, and Flaming Road joins in stylishly, and Macquarie Prince got chopped out badly. Had to come to the outside, and quickly Prince Toranaga and the Flaming Road knuckle down to fight it out from Macquarie Prince, picking them up on the outside. He's coming quickly. Will he make it? Yes! He got there. Superb effort by Macquarie Prince to beat Flaming Road, and third Prince Toranaga.
Yeah, what a win that was, with Kenny Russell aboard Macquarie Prince getting hampered in the straight and switching to the outside and storming home to get the money. There was a protest third against second for alleged interference, which was upheld as well in that race. So plenty of action in the welter. Righto, the big day of racing was at Moonee Valley yesterday. Let's start the action in race 3, the Moir Stakes. Scarlet Bisque getting the money here. Big pull in the weights over the likes of Rancho Ruler and the Star Sprinters, but Scarlet Bisque simply ran them ragged.
5.50 out. Scarlet Bisque a length and a half. Redelva being urged along. It's pulled to the outside, special around Olympus, but she's under pressure, so is Rancho Ruler the rail. 2 lengths further back, My Arctic Wolf and Forget Blixen. Scarlet Bisque going all right on the turn, kicked away a length and a half for Delva, 3 then to Rancho Ruler, Special Olympus, but she went for home, Scarlet Bisque. She might have them beaten. She shot 3 in front of Redelva at the 100-metre marker, then Rancho Ruler, but Scarlet Bisque, the 3-year-old filly, far too speedy, and in the run to the line, Scarlet Bisque by 3 lengths. Redelva second, 3/4 Rancho Ruler third. Then
race 4 at Moonee Valley yesterday was the Waterford Crystal Mile, and True Dreams here ridden brilliantly by Peter Cook, getting the money 12-1. And True Dreams getting away with one of the big ones on the program yesterday, the Waterford Crystal Mile.
Don't play from Foamy Ocean, Lockley's Tradition. Eastern Classic further back in the field, followed out wider by My Blue Kingdom. Then Scar Villa over on the inside. Then at the head of the others is Tierra Rest from Parenthesis. Well back was Our Palace, followed by Regal Native. Crown Ridge pulled out deep from Warned. Trev sent last of all. 700 metres to go. Prince Anton about a length in front of True Dreams. Don't play third. Foamy Ocean trying to get out, back on the rail, being ridden along. Out very deep then is My Blue Kingdom. Lockley's Tradition, Eastern Classic, Crown Ridge, and further back then Tierra Rest trying to get a crack at them. Prince Anton, the leader on the turn, a neck in front. True Dreams has raced up on the outside to grab him now. 2 lengths to Foamy Ocean, then Don't Play. Off the track then is Eastern Classic, running on pretty well. Crown Ridge down the outside. True Dreams got to Prince Anton in the straight. Eastern Classic on the outside. And Tierra Rest getting out. It's True Dreams just in front. Tierra Rest coming at it with Eastern Classic. True Dreams the leader. Tierra Rest cutting it down. They hit the line. Oh, very tight this. True Dreams, Tierra Rest, nothing in it. Third home was...
Yeah, great ride by Peter Cook there, but the day didn't go quite the way Peter Cook had planned, because he'll now miss the Victoria Derby, the Melbourne Cup and the VRC Oaks meetings after being suspended until November the 4th for careless riding. Yesterday at the Valley, stewards found Cook, who rode 15-1 shot Vitalik into 7th in the $1.5 million Cox Plate, which we're about to show you, by the way. He was not allowing the 3-year-old, allowed the 3-year-old to shift in near the winning post the first time, and it wasn't sufficiently clear of Bone Crusher, so it hampered Bone Crusher and Peter Cook out until November 4, missing some big money races in the carnival down there in Melbourne. Okay, here's the big one, the $1.5 million Cox Plate yesterday. You've already seen earlier in Sports World today, it was an all-Kiwi finish as they raced away with the $1.5 million in prize money, and Our Poetic Prince, with Novo Rogue there to chase, was a runaway winner.
They're racing. And Bone Crusher missed it about a half length, and Planet Ruler bounced out quickly, and there goes Impazera from the outside. She began well. Flotilla away quickly with Our Poetic Prince, and on the outside Glenview from High Regard. Then Vitalik, Bone Crusher's on the rail, followed by Almurda Jazz. Horlicks got back to second last. Oh, she nearly fell, Horlicks. Horlicks got onto the heels of Bone Crusher and nearly came down, and badly hampered his run, straight run. Out of the straight they go with 1,700 metres to run. The leader is Planet Ruler by a length. On the outside, Impazera. Flotilla pulling hard on the inside. There's no pace, and Glenview went up 3 deep on the outside of Our Poetic Prince. A length for the back, High Regard. Over on the rail is Vitalik. They're followed for the back by Run Straight Run, Almurda Jazz. Bone Crusher over on the inside, and Horlicks last of all. Wheeling around the turn of the 1,300 metre mark, and the leader, Planet Ruler. Planet Ruler, the leader in the Cox Plate by a length. On the outside, Impazera second. A neck away third on the inside there. Moving up further back, Flotilla, followed by Glenview, who went up to 4th. The length further back then is Our Poetic Prince, followed by High Regard. Over on the inside, Vitalik. A neck further back at the 1,000 metre mark, Almurda Jazz. 2 lengths to Bone Crusher, and then came Run Straight Run. And last of all is the mare Horlicks going around the turn at the 900 metre mark. Planet Ruler the leader. Planet Ruler a length in front. In second placing, Impazera. Head further back as Glenview out 3 deep. They're followed by High Regard. Flotilla trying to get a run away from the rail. Our Poeticus Prince is now 3 lengths off the lead. 2 lengths further back, Almurda Jazz. Here's Bone Crusher pulled to the outside, then Vitalik. Horlicks second last, and last of all, Run Straight Run. Impazera just in front of Planet Ruler, but here comes the little Kiwi. Our Poetic Prince with 450 metres to go, loomed up. and Our Poetic Prince has raced to Imbazira, dashed to the front, and the little Kiwi has gone for home on the Cox Plate. Our Poetic Prince sprinted away 3 lengths in front of Imbazira. Bone Crusher coming with a great run, and down the outside is Horlicks, but it's Our Poetic Prince 3 in front. Bone Crusher, Horlicks are trying hard, but Our Poetic Prince has got too big a break, and it's an all New Zealand finish. Our Poetic Prince running away, wins by a length and a quarter. Horlicks a great run, second ahead away, third the gallant Bone Crusher.
Track was nowhere near as bad as some thought it was. They ran 58.5 in the Moir Stakes a little earlier in the day, and one now does wonder whether the connections of Vo Rogue made the right decision to scratch the Queensland champ from the $1.5 million race yesterday. Of course, $975,000 to the winner, and Our Poetic Prince won the WS Cox Plate brilliantly. Okay, a real Melbourne Cup chance coming up now. Ideal Sentiment winning another one of the big ones yesterday, the Moonee Valley Cup, and its price now has been slashed to 14-1 for the Melbourne Cup.
At the school, they race 700 metres to go. Ideal Sentiment a length in front. They're followed by Fair Sir, is on the outside of Superior Way. They're under pressure. The leader skipped away. Ideal Sentiment 550 out, 2 lengths Superior Way. Fair Sir. Kud's hard at it, and Zamakima pulled to the outside and further back Batuta. Then Sentosa further back, Big Band from Chantaroon. Ideal Sentiment 3 in front up to the turn. Zamakima getting out of the pack, running home well under pressure. Then Kud's. Then Sentosa starting to come home well, and further back Chantaroon. Then Natsuki in the straight. Ideal Sentiment the leader. 3 lengths in front now from Zamakima, followed by Chantaroon and Sentosa. But the little grey, I think's pinched the winning break. Ideal Sentiment holding Zamakima at bay from Chantaroon, but Ideal Sentiment by 2 lengths in the run home. Second home Zamakima. Chantaroon got third.
Zamakima and Kud's the favourite with the favourites with the punters there, but Ideal Sentiment too good. And just some word from Melbourne on Ideal Sentiment's performance. As I said, its price now has been slashed for the Melbourne Cup. Of course, yesterday's victory in the Moonee Valley Cup qualifying Ideal Sentiment for a run in the big one. 25s into 14s now. And it does present jockey Brent Thompson, who rode Ideal Sentiment yesterday, with something of a poser for the Melbourne Cup, because he now has the choice of rides on the Geelong Cup winner, Our Classic Bay, Boca Tower and Ideal Sentiment. And Thompson said yesterday that he certainly feels that Ideal Sentiment can run the 3,200 metres of the Melbourne Cup. Just quickly updating you with the latest in Melbourne Cup prices. They look like this at 7-1. Natsuki, Kenzai, last year's winner, and Chantaroon at 8s, could on 4s into 7-2. Mike Pelling, the winner here, rode a double for the day on the Townsville Colt. Will Carry On.
For the run, and then Black Apache Will Carry On hit the lead 250 metres out. Aces and Kings coming after Will Carry On. They're clear of Datum Point. It's Will Carry On and Aces and Kings fighting it out. Will Carry On still in front. Aces and Kings can't reach him, and Will Carry On wins. Will Carry On beat Aces and Kings. Datum Point.
Ton of fight by the Townsville galloper there, but don't discount Aces and Kings' first run since June, and it just probably needs a little more condition. That run will do it no harm whatsoever. Race 5 was the big one at Doomben yesterday, the Lord Mayor's Cup. Sally Ann out there to present the award to the connections of Festive King. 8's out to 10-1, ridden by the veteran Tony Earhart, trained by Ian Hocking, and did it pretty well, Festive King, in the big one at Doomben.
By Evasion, Sea Scandal, Tables and Chairs, and Wilhelm on the outside. Festive King hits the front 200 metres out. Festive King a half to flight Bijou. Tables and Chairs running on. Evasion's got a rails run. Festive King in front. Evasion's after Festive King. Festive King and Evasion. Festive King. Festive King's lasted to beat Evasion.
Jockey on Evasion, Mike Pelling, said he was a little unlucky, probably should have won the race, but all credit to Festive King, despite being a little easy in the betting. 8's out, the 10's winner yesterday at the Lord Mayor's Cup. 7-2 favourite was Sea Scandal, finished very disappointing, well back in the field yesterday, no real excuses. The flying was race 7, that was the third leg of the treble at Doomben yesterday, won here by Go Gala, again a little easy in the betting, 7-2 out to 5-1, and just beat Cheers for Us, and the odds-on favourite Beat the Traffic, which has been a costly failure last couple of times out.
Beat the Traffic comes to the outside, and then Persian World. Beat the Traffic after top the ton at the 200. Beat the Traffic hit the front. Tiny's Glow fighting back, and here's Persian World on the outside. Beat the Traffic in front. Go Gala's got a split in the centre. Go Gala's whizzed to the lead, and Go Gala's won. Go Gala's jumped up out of the ground. Go Gala.
Certainly did. Beat the traffic, finishing second, and the second time that she's been beaten by Go Gala. Not a great day for Beat the Traffic's jockey either, Les Harris, who was later suspended until November 16. Racing yesterday in Sydney was at Rose Hill. Race 4 was the welter Concord Flyer, getting the money here, ridden by Noel Barker. Rode back-to-back winners at Rose Hill yesterday. Concord Flyer, the first, held off Petriro at I Wish.
Then Fearless Hand on the fence, Petriro. I Wish next to last, and Ferris King last, about 8 from Ladrone. On the turn, 400 out, Ladrone 2 lengths, Concord Flyer, and then Tax Dancer. A length further back in the field is Petriro on the inside. Ladrone's got very weary. He spat the bit out, and Concord Flyer went away from him. Second placing taken by Tax Dancer, and then Petriro and I Wish, but it's Concord Flyer from the Bart Cummings stable, about 2 on Petriro, running home pretty well. It'll be too late, and Concord Flyer safely holds Petriro. Concord Flyer a length and a quarter, Petriro.
That's right, the experts tend to believe that Petriro is one to watch, having only its second run from a spell, and will certainly be improved by that run yesterday, second to Concord Flyer in the welter. Race 5. And this is the second of Noel Barker's double down there. He rode Astrologist to victory, the 5-2 equal favourite. Punters on the mark here, beating Star of Caroy at 5s. Third home was Star Maverick, the 5-2 equal with Astrologist.
Further back is Diamontes, and at the head of the other St Bridget's Well, who's made the turn a little awkwardly. The widest runner is Astrologist, and about a length in front of Astrologist at the moment, Star Maverick. At the 300, and still Star of Caroy leads the way, about 2.5 lengths. World Party is second, a length further back, Star Maverick, then Astrologist. It's Star of Caroy giving back as a great sight. Astrologist warming to the task with Star Maverick now. Astrologist pouncing upon Star of Caroy. Star of Caroy grabbed by Astrologist, who does a mile too well. And it's Astrologist from a tight finish, Star of Caroy and Star Maverick.
Storming home Astrologist to get the money. In the 7th at Rose Hill yesterday, third leg of the treble, Demolition got the money here, 6-1, ridden by Mark de Montfort. Beat Mighty Leap, the 4-1 equal favourite, with Crown Joker third.
Mighty Leap second last, and last is Dream for Deborah. Up to the corner they run, and Whispering Spur pilots the field around the bend, a length and a quarter, Prince Icelandic. Demolition makes a line of 3 almost now, and then Crown Joker and Pleasant Express, and a length further back to Gala Echo and Plush Miel at the 300, and Whispering Spur in front, Demolition second, Crown Joker on the outside, battles on pretty well, and then Pleasant Express, forget Gala Echo, but Demolition, is he going to break an exasperating run of second placings? He is, and Demolition coming away from Crown Joker and Whispering Spur, flying Mighty Leap. He'll get up for second, but it's Demolition winning. Demolition's beaten the fast.
But all eyes as far as racing was concerned yesterday on Flemington, where we saw one of the great days of racing anywhere in the world. And of course it was Victoria Derby Day with McKinnon Stakes, the Dalgety. Started off with the big ones in race 4, the Wakefield Stakes, and we saw a very, very good galloper here. Research, ridden by Mick Dittman, sets up the clash in the Oaks later in the week with the other outstanding filly, Riverina Charm. But have a look at Research and how easy she won the Wakefield Stakes yesterday.
Getting off the fence from Crescent, Paint the Orchard off the track around Trappings, and further back in the field, Atlanta's Way. Love Your Perth, Finita, and well back in the field, Flying Aces and Sedgenet. Homeward bound now, the favourite out 4 and 5 wide, but travelling a right. Research where Grey Fee and Pruning raced up to tip the way to Research, joins in quickly. Behind it, High Equity, further out is Crescent, and running on pretty well, Memphis Blues. He calls on Research now, it's put its head in front, but Memphis Blues came at it. 300 to go from Grey Fee. Research got a length in front of Memphis Blues, then Pruning. Down the outside, Atlanta's Way coming home well, but Research has bounded away. She's 3 in front of Memphis Blues. Then Celis Opera followed by Atlanta's Way, but the favourite Research a mile too good, and Research by 2.5 to Celis Opera. Third home in the race is Memphis Blues. Atlanta.
Starting 2-1 favourite, Research really got down to her work in the last 300 metres. Heavy riding by Mick Dittman, and of course we'll set up that great clash with Riverina Charm in the Oaks on Thursday. Right, race 5 was the big one, the Victoria Derby, and we've already seen some highlights of the race a little earlier on. It of course was a Clark benefit after the Wakefield Stakes, because Gary Clark getting home the winner here, King's High in the big one, the Derby. And then, of course, Michael Clark rode 2 winners later in the day, but the Victoria Derby honours going to Gary Clark and King's High.
Grey Rua's last and second last, Temple front. Up to the turn, Paneria at the 650-metre mark went up to Alberta Jazz. King's High behind them. They're followed by Yarra Bay. Run straight, runners under the whip. Around it goes Sir Midas, then Flamenco King. Big Grey Rua's doing nothing from Brooklyn Dodger. Down to the 400. King's High moved up to Paneria, Alberta Jazz. Sir Midas gets into the clear now from Brooklyn Dodger and Yarra Bay. Run straight, runners struggling from Big Grey Roo. At the 200, King's High swept to the front. Shot 3 in front. Sir Midas goes out after him with Paneria. They're the only chances in the Derby, but King's High's got a big break too in front. Sir Midas stride by stride wearing him down. King's High a length in front. Sir Midas trying hard. King's High hanging on in the Derby, and he wins the Derby. He's got their King's High ahead on the post to Sir Midas. Big...
Obviously a very nice guy, Gary Clark, getting plenty of accolades and a great ride on King's High yesterday to get the money in the Victoria Derby. Race 6, of course, was the McKinnon Stakes, and that was Vo Rogue's appearance after missing the WS Cox Plate in what many thought were rather controversial circumstances last week. We're not going to show you the McKinnon right now. We'll show it to you in a preview to the Melbourne Cup coming up in just a few moments' time. We'll move straight on to the Straight 6, the Gadsden Stakes, over 1,200 metres, and the winner here special. I tell you, these are race callers' nightmares with the horses spread all over the track down the Straight 6 at Flemington. Certainly a spectacular sight as the sprinters charge for the line. Special getting the money over Prismatic Star and Our Westminster.
Sure from Testimony, out there with it, Our Westminster, Sandboy, and Getting Clear Melody hit. Testimony now dropping in behind them as they come down to the course proper. 500 to go. Rendu got up on the inside of Breakfast Creek and Diamond Benny. Targlish Eisenberg behind them, and they're followed out wider by Rancho Ruler. Special looks to be travelling pretty well. She's running on well, followed by Molokai Prince. Down the grandstand rail here, Prismatic Star. Our Westminster, Potter McQueen are well clear. Now it's the outside here. It's getting to the front. Our Westminster from Prismatic Star. Over on the flat side, Special dash to the front. She's in front, Special. She beat off Breakfast Creek. Molokai Prince coming home well. Our Westminster the outside rail. Special in front towards the line, and Special gets the money. Tight for second to the grandstand rail. Prismatic Star and Our Westminster behind them.
Perfectly called too, because that's the way the minor placings went. Prismatic Star, second, Our Westminster, ridden by Brisbane's own Brian York, finishing third in the Gadsden yesterday. Race 8 was the Dalgety. That's another one of the big Melbourne Cup trials. That, of course, is coming up for you in just a moment as well. But we should now run through the Melbourne Cup field as they'll line up on Tuesday for the $1.65 million Melbourne Cup, the Foster's Melbourne Cup. And, of course, Empire Rose is the reigning favourite. But let's have a look at the field now for you. The 24 starters, you'll be very interested in this as far as sweeps go, etc. out there. Of course, the papers this morning contain the field. There's the horses with their numbers and the barriers over on the right. And you will see that the favourite, Empire Rose, has drawn shockingly in 22. There's only 2 horses outside the giant Kiwi Galloper, and that has made it just a touch easy with the bookmakers again. They had her in as little as 4s and 9-2 yesterday afternoon, Empire Rose. But after the barrier draw early last night, Empire Rose has eased, but is still the ruling favourite for the Foster's Melbourne Cup of 1988 at 5-1. Second is Chantaroon, who's drawn midfield at barrier 13 at 6-1. Then we have Natski on 8s. 10s is Kenzai, last year's winner. Orthal 12-1. 14-1 Congressman, Ideal Sentiment, who was given the start in the Cup at the discretion of the committee. Banderol is also at 14s. Then at 15-1 Lord Highbrow, Our Classic Bay, It's Candide and Apollo Run. I see Bart Sinclair, Channel 7's turf expert, and of course the turf editor of the Courier Mail and Sunday Mail, tipping a Kiwi Quinella on Tuesday afternoon at Flemington. He believes Empire Rose and It's Candide. So there's a bit of value at It's Candide at 15-1. At this point, of course, there's a lot of betting and a lot of money to change hands before they actually jump at Flemington on Tuesday afternoon. But just repeating quickly that market for you. 5-1 ruling favourite for the Cup, Empire Rose. 6s, Chantaroon. 8-1, Natski. 10s, Kenzai, the last year's winner. 12s, Orthal. 14-1, Congressman, Ideal Sentiment, Banderol. 15-1, Lord Highbrow, Our Classic Bay, It's Candide and Apollo Run. They're the top fancies for the $1.65 million Foster's Melbourne Cup on Tuesday afternoon. To preview the big one, he was out there yesterday looking at the 2 major lead-up races as far as the Cup concerned, and I refer to the McKinnon Stakes and the Dalgety. Peter Donegan, I should say, was out there for Sports World.
There might have been $250,000 in prize money up for grabs in the LKS McKinnon Stakes, but for 7 of the 11 starters, the race was much more important as their final sound out for the great race on Tuesday. And for once, some of the famous names in the mounting yard took a backseat to the equine stars. But most of the interest centred around 3 horses which wouldn't run in the Cup. The mighty Vo Rogue trying to atone for the disappointment of his last-minute withdrawal from the Cox Plate. The winner of that race, Our Poetic Prince, and Bart Cummings' brilliant 4-year-old Sky Chase. Of the Cup horses, Chantaroon would be attempting to justify his place as favourite for the great race, Kensai was about to have his last test before defending his title on Tuesday, while giant mare Empire Rose looked likely to find the distance far too short. But fortunately for her connections, and unfortunately for the punters, the Kiwi visitor was about to rocket to outright favouritism.
At the 800-metre mark, Vorogue coming back 3 or 4 in front. Off on the inside, Never Quit. On the outside of him is Sky Chase. A length and a half into Balciano's. Put our Poetic Prince into a pocket. Narbotto on the fence, then pull to the outside, Orthal. Further back then Kensai, Empire Rose, Major Drive, and Chantarunas last of all. Vorogue straightens up 3 lengths in front. Sky Chase is second, going out after the leader. Never Quit the fence. Our Poetic Prince gets out on the outside, 400 to go. Small looked over his shoulder, gave the leader a crack with a whip. But here comes Sky Chase on the outside, out after him. Sky Chase wearing down Vorogue, a length into our Poetic Prince. At the 200-metre mark, it's Vorogue a half in front. Sky Chase trying to peg him back. The big heart of Vorogue is finding plenty. Here's Empire Rose steaming down the outside. Vorogue the leader, but Empire Rose over the top of it. Empire Rose gets up to win. Empire Rose a half length of Vorogue. 2 lengths to Sky Chase third. Then our Poetic Prince. Chantaroon came home well, followed by Kensai, Narbotto, then Balciano, Orthal on the outside, Major Drive, and last of all is Never Quit.
Empire Rose had confounded the experts and given herself a great chance of going one better than last year's second. She started at 66 to 1, and jockey Tony Allen was just as shocked as the punters.
Yeah, she surprised me. I thought today she only run third or fourth, but it was an amazing run and she can only improve.
When did you give a realistic chance of winning today?
Top of a straight, April sort of come round me and I was held up for a couple of strides, but once I was in the clear, she put in some amazing strides and I always thought she was going to get up.
What about when you looked over to your left and you saw Vorogue there battling on? You knew he was going to be hard to get past?
That's right, yes.
Now, the 2 miles, are you worried at all that she might have peaked just a little bit too early before the Melbourne Cup?
No, I don't think so. As I said, she can only improve because she hasn't had many runs this time up and she can only improve. Going through a track work and that, no.
She's such a huge animal. The hard tracks don't worry because obviously she hits the ground very hard.
No, she goes her best races on hard tracks and, you know, any rain would sort of suit her a wee bit.
Of the beaten division, Kensai's rider Larry Olsen was more than happy with his mount's performance.
Yes, it was. It was very sound. You know, the horse travelled extremely well most of the way. It sort of showed that he's much better on the bigger track at Flemington. His last few runs have been at around Caulfield and at Moonee Valley, where he was track wide and he was all completely unbalanced on those tracks. But he did what I thought he would do today. He put in a good run and it's just what I was hoping he would do, particularly so close to the Melbourne Cup.
Chantaroon's rider Greg Hall came up with the hard luck story of the race.
Yeah, Pete, about 1,200 out of quite a large stone comeback. Actually, it was even noticeable, and got me a fair smack in the nose, as you can see, and it wasn't too good there for a couple hundred metres. It did hurt a bit.
Is that the reason you dropped out 5 or 6 lengths behind the second last horse?
Well, I was sort of a bit shocked when it happened, you know, and next we sort of got back in the race and they'd sort of got away on me a bit.
Well, when you came into the straight, that's when he started doing his best work, as you would expect from a Melbourne Cup point of view. How would you rate the run?
Yeah, I think the horse ran very well, you know, because, you know, he's probably, as we know, a 2-miler, and that was pretty solidly run, that race, and he still finished off his race pretty good.
In the Dalgety, the last on the card, 13 of the 15 were still paid up for in the Cup, amongst them Banderole, the Sydney Cup winner, Congressman, which had been beaten an inch in the Caulfield Cup, Smart 4-year-old Stayer Terrific, and Coppertonic, a handy third to Natsky in the Metropolitan Handicap earlier this month. And the Dalgety provided shades of the same race from days gone by when it was known as the Hotham Handicap. In the early 70s, Scotch and Dry pinched the race after leading by a mile. Kiwi raider Bound to Rain attempted to repeat that feat.
Last of all, at Chiquita Lodge, and Bound to Rain has gone further in front. Bound to Rain out in front by about 15 lengths to Raymond Guller, I think, on the outside Boca Tower.
But they'd almost caught Bound to Rain on the turn, and the finish would revive memories of the 56 Hotham Handicap, the day of the famous Triple Dead Heat.
On the turn, 500 to go. And Bound to Rain coming back to them. 3 lengths in front of Roman Gunner. Boca Tower. Terrific going for a run up on the inside. Running on very well. Then Sentos further out, followed by Pecura Boy. Congressman can't get clear, and further back then Bronze Knight. They've got to the leader now. Sentos took the lead. Search going after him. Boca Tower fighting back on the rail. Then came Copper Tonic trying to get out, and then Congressman. 150 to go. Terrific on the inside, fighting it out with Sentos. Search coming at them on the outside. Sentos and Terrific stride for stride. Terrific and coming at them. Copper Tonic flew. Copper Tonic got up to win right on the post from either Terrific or in the middle Sentos, and Search further out. Then Banderole flashed home, followed by Boca Tower. Congressman further back from Superior Way, Pecura Boy. Then Bronze Knight, followed by Bound to Rain, Grosvenor Square, Link the Leopard, Roman Gunner and Gesualdo as the last one in.
Copper Tonic had snuck into the field for Tuesday with his dramatic last stride win. Even though he wasn't successful, Darren Gauci was pleased with the run of Congressman.
His run was all right. He settled a lot better today than what he did in the Caulfield Cup, actually, and he went to the pace more so like a one pace than what he did in the Melbourne Cup, Caulfield Cup, sorry, but I was pretty happy with his run.
Obviously, the pace being on today would have helped him a bit to settle.
It did. There was a lot of pace on it. It was a truly run race, and that did help settle.
Will he get the 2 miles, do you think?
Well, on his run today, if he settled as well as he did today in the Melbourne Cup, he will run the 2 miles.
The unlucky runner was Banderole, and jockey Lance O'Sullivan was delighted with his performance from a Melbourne Cup viewpoint.
I think as far as the run for on Tuesday over the 2-mile journey, he's well in his lead-ups. He's racing very well, and Tirafa got a split the last 100 yards. There's no doubt I think he won.
Was it your intention to be so far back?
Yeah, he always races like that, kind of. If you ride him with the idea of putting him in midfield, he just doesn't race the same. But he's a bit always leaving alone, riding him back last or wherever he's happy, and picking him up from there. But
has drawn the rails, Natsky drawn 2, and Empire Rose is out in barrier 20. Major Drive, Grosvenor Square scratch. They stand well, almost set, racing. Crowd roars, and they jumped in a good line today. Nothing missed the start. Mike got away well near the inside. Natsky eased in behind them early. Showing good speed, Mr. Bunny Thorpe, and full at last, and Orthal's gone up there in a hurry. In fact, he's going to lead them over the crossing. It's Candide was away well with Narbotto out wider and Balciano. Empire Rose has been given plenty of time to settle down. She's the widest horse on the screen, and a couple of way back, Banderole and Algonquin Club. Settling down, and Thompson takes the Irish champion to the front. Orthal leads 2 lengths to Lord Highbrow, trapped 3 deep around Narbotto and Might on the rail. A link further back, Empire Rose is moving up on the outside. Copper Tonic's inside of her, the big mare's trapped wide. Balciano outside Narbotto. Wonder Which Candide, Chantaroon, Apollo Run, then Congressman. Further back, Mr. Bunnythorpe on the inside. Terrific trapped a bit deep. Ideal Centreman ridden well back from Kensai. Secret Seal, Our Classic Bay, full at last, 5th last. Behind him as they leave the straight is Natsky. Natsky with Round the World outside of him, 1.5 lengths to Algonquin Club and Banderole. No pace on in the Cup, and Thompson would be pretty happy on Orthal. Leads 1.5 lengths on the giant mare Empire Rose. The favourite is second. 1/2 length to Might the Boulder. 1.5 lengths to Lord Highbrow. A length further back Narbotto tucked away on the fence, and 1.5 Copper Tonic. 2 lengths to It's Candide. Balciano outside of it. Apollo Runs pulling on the rail. Chantaroon outside of it. 3 wide, Our Classic Bay going forward. Then Terrific. Inside of it would have been Mr. Bunnythorpe with Congressman between horses. Further back, Secret Seal outside, Ideal Centreman. Kensai, last year's winners, tucked away on the fence, full at last behind him. 1.5 lengths to Natsky, who's back near Round the World. 1.5 lengths to Banderole and Algonquin Club. They move up to the 1400. Orthal by a length to Empire Rose second. Might on the inside. Lord Highbrow around the outside of those horses. Tucked away on the inside. Narbotto's had a good run. 1/2 length further back to Copper Tonic on the outside, and now Classic Bay ripped around them. A length further back on the field, It's Candide's had a good run. Apollo run the outside from Balciano. 1 further back, Mr. Bunnythorpe. Then came Chantaroon as well back. Terrific outside of it. Kensai being scrubbed up from Congressman. 1.5 lengths to Round the World. Full at last. 2 lengths Secret Seal. Natsky's back 4th last. He'll want to be far lap. Banderole's back 2nd last, and last of all Algonquin Club. 800 out in the Cup. Orthal leads Empire Rose. The Irish champ leads the favourite. A length to Our Classic Bay. On the inside of those, out wider on is Copper Tonic making a good run. Narbotto, Might's going backwards. Falls back on It's Candide, trying to hook around it. Terrific's coming with a run. Apollo run between horses. Well back, Natsky into the straight, and Kensai goes for a rails run. 400 out, Orthal joined by Empire Rose. Now Bono getting up between horses. Apollo Run, it's Candide. Balciano, Apollo Run out wide is going up to join Empire Rose. Empire Rose has kicked away in the cup from Apollo Run. Now Bono, Natsky's flying out wide. Empire Rose in front. Natsky's got a challenge race. Empire Rose a length in front. Natsky trying to get to her. Empire Rose a half in front. Natsky won't make it, and the big mare wins. Empire Rose beats Natsky. 3 lengths away now, Bono, Apollo Run. Behind those Round the World, then Banderole. Next home would have been Ideal Cinnamon, Mr. Bunnythorpe, then Game Kensai. Further back, Secret Seal, our classic base, Shandaroon. Full at last behind those from Copper Tonic. Next home now, Gonquin Club. One of the last to finish would have been It's Candide. Orthal knocked up was terrific. Lord Highbrow, Balciano and Might.
You said that Natsky would have to be Phar-Lap, and he nearly was. He's failed by about a half head, Bruce. On the outside, he hasn't quite made it, where Tony Allen has taken everything before him when he went from the outside barrier. He went up second outside.
She's won it.
Yep.
The mare's won it. Empire Rose is the first favourite since Golden Black to win the Cup in 1977. The big mare from New Zealand, 640 kilograms of her, Des, has hung on to beat Natsky in one of the great finishes in the Cup.
It certainly was a great finish, and at about the 300 metres out, Tony, I'm sure, was saying to himself, I've got this, but Natsky, gee, was game in defeat. There's the owner.
To Fred Bodell, who last year was second, and this mare, Empire Rose, has broken all sorts of records
She's
today.
only half second outside the best metric time.
Magnificent time. It's 11.6 and 20 was third in the Cup. Now Bono, what a run from the other New Zealander. 11.6.20. Fourth was 23, Apollo Run, and fifth was number 12, and that was Round the World. But this giant mare has run her way into the record books today. The first mare since Lightfingers in 65 to win the Cup, and it was a thrilling finish. Was Natsky going to pick her up at the distance? Empire Rose led by a length and a half.
I thought he was going to pick her up. She answered his challenge. Tony went for the whip. Mick Dittman riding desperately, just failed. Apollo Run ran a game race just to miss out on third posse. Bono getting up on the fence, but there they go to the wire. Tony did this one for his mum. I'm sure that's who helped him.
Natsky makes a drive up, and Empire Rose gets that big hat at the right time. Let's go down and join Keith Hillier with Laurie Laxon as this magnificent mare makes her way back to the mounting yard.
OK, live television now. We have Laurie Laxon with us. Congratulations, Laurie.
Are we going to New Zealand?
Yeah, what a run. What a gallant mare.
Yes, she's very good.
And what a ride by the kid.
Yes, he's very good. Yeah.
Did you believe that she would hang on and beat Natsky when he was issuing that powerful finish?
It's very hard to stay in front when you've hit the front of the clock tower, but he was only sitting, he hadn't done much, and he just had to go.
Did you see the Natsky camp only so close to us, jumping with joy? They thought they'd won.
Yes, well, you don't know when you're sitting up in this part of the stand, you know, you've got to wait for the call, don't you?
And did you think you had won?
I just hope we had.
Laurie, this is everything to you. What would it mean to your friends, your family in New Zealand?
Well, we've got a special group of gentlemen at a meeting in Hamilton today. It's called a Centennial Club. Trevor Knowles is there. They've got the Centennial Cup, and now we've got the Bicentennial Cup. Well, they'll be having a good time.
And a triumph in tragedy for your jockey who lost his mother, sadly, only 2 months ago in New Zealand.
Yes, oh, well, fate has its changed to us, doesn't it? Yeah.
Laurie, this is the finest moment in racing. We'll let you go and enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Keith Hillier with Laurie Laxon and little Tony Allen, 22 years of age, who lost his mum 2 months ago. And what must he be feeling now? Empire Rose leads Natsky. Des, it was a desperate drive to the line.
Yes, and it's only her big body that's made her win. If she'd have been a normal-sized mare, they got pretty close there. And it's only the big size that allowed her to win by about the half head.
So Empire Rose becomes the first mare since Lightfingers to win the Cup in 1965. She breaks the weight-carrying record. Only 2 6-year-old mares have won the Cup. She's the only horse in history to have won the New Zealand Cup, Melbourne Cup double. And she joins Carbine and Phar-Lap amongst those place getters the previous year who have come back and won the Cup. There, she's in the best company possible. Old Jack and Red Terror were placed and came back and won the Cup like this mare.
Well, they're pretty good horses to compare her with, but she's a very good mare. Lightly raced, really, seeing that she's 6-year-old. This is her third Melbourne Cup.
When they talk about Melbourne Cups, they're going to remember this mare because 2 years ago she ran 5th for Bart Cummings. She was second last year. beaten by Kensai. But today, in 1988, the bicentenary year of Australia, Empire Rose, in the tradition of New Zealanders, has won the Cup. And for her sire, Sir Tristram, another success. Out of Summerfleur, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Fred Bodle, an absolute gentleman of the turf, ridden by young Tony Allen, 22 years of age, a little boy who loves this horse, delights in this horse, and today he's been able to bring her home for his trainer, Laurie Laxon. She's the biggest horse in Australasia, we've been told. She weighs 640 kilograms. Most mares weigh 500 to 550. She is massive. We can just get her into the starting stalls. Today she was a first horse home.
Gee whiz, it was great to see her win, wasn't it?
It was a thrilling Cup. It was a daring ride because young Tony Allen was trapped very deep in the run down to the judge the first time. Desi had to make a decision. Would he go up or would he go backwards and pull her around? And he decided to go up and sit outside Orthal.
Well, she's such a nice strider that it was made to order his barrier because he was able to get out there. If she'd have been in on the fence, you wouldn't know what may have happened. It was to be that there it is, just a short half head, and just missed out. But it was a very good ride, and as we mentioned about Natski, it was an unbelievable performance.
Fantastic run.
30 lengths behind Orthal at the 1,200 metre mark.
Mick Dittman nearly did it again. Empire Rose 275, 110 interim dividends in Victoria. Natski 135, Narbotto 960. I think we should go to the weighing room because this could be most interesting. Mick Dittman about to come up and join Pat Lawler. Graham, the horses got close together down there. Let's see if, before you talk to Tony, whether Mick's okay. Mick Dittman on the scales. Here's young Tony Allen. And here's Mick with Pat Lawler. Everything looks to be sweet. Let's go down and join Graham Kelly with Tony Allen. Graham.
Well, congratulations, Tony. That was magnificent.
Yeah, thanks very much. I didn't know whether to sort of go handy like I did or I was going to be caught 3 wide, so I decided,
4 wide for a while down the straight.
4 wide, so I decided I had to go, and that was the move I sort of made before the winning post.
Were you happy with that move, being just behind the leader on the outside?
Yes, she won the New Zealand Cup, ridden exactly the same way. She can sort of race anywhere in the field, so I was never worried at any stage. She was always travelling. Well, at the top of the straight, I was going that good that I was just so confident.
Now, you went before the clock tower, which is not normal at Flemington, but she was going that well?
Yeah, she was going really well. I decided, I sort of looked across and I seen the challenges, so I thought, might as well go now since she's travelling well, and she always fights hard and she's determined to win all the time.
Well, what about when Natsi started to come at you?
Yeah, I didn't know whether I got up or not, but Mick Dittman said I did get up, so that was all right.
Lucky she's such a big mare.
Yeah, she is. She fights well, and I think last year it looks as though she ran fair, but she puts her nose right down on the post, and that's how she wins the races.
How does it feel after last year's second?
Oh, magnificent. It's just incredible. I've had nothing better in racing before.
Great. Thanks very much, Tony. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
What a wonderful moment. Well done, Graham Kelly, with young Tony Allen, 22 years of age, and Gibbo, a young fellow who 2 months ago lost his mum. And I know my mum would be back at Adelaide watching this Cup today and feeling a little bit proud. And Tony Allen, it's a pretty big job for him today to come out.
Beautifully ridden by Jamie Bayliss.
Through the field, Strange Music, 600 metres to go. In a flash, brings him to the home turn, about a head in front. Noble Barker second on the outside. Rundle Vale after those leaders, 3 deep. Motto Prince fourth on the rails, looking for the way clear. He's in a pocket at the moment. What a Wonder coming to the outside, starting a run, and then Strange Music, Rassman and Rathbrook. Oh, Motto Prince can't get a crack at them at all. He went for a run in the middle. There was no room. He switches back to the inside. He's in the clear now, if he's good enough. Rundle Vale takes the lead. Here's Strange Music down the outside. And Motto Prince, he's starting to hit top gear. He's coming through quickly on the rails. Rundle Vale, Motto Prince grabbed him. Motto Prince is starting to draw clear of Rundle Vale in the run to the post, and Motto Prince goes on and scores. Rundle Vale second now.
Former Bundaberg horse, Motto Prince, and he's going to get his chance now in the Queensland Cup in a fortnight. We'll show you the slow-mo now of that incident just after the straight, and you can see he's right on the heels of Noble Bark there, Motto Prince. Jamie Bale switching back inside Noble Bark, and the horse in the yellow colours is Rundle Vale, who is clear at this stage after having a pretty tough run throughout, but Motto Prince now is into the clear, and Jamie Bayliss really going for home. You'll notice this, he goes for the whip here. The horse changes stride, but he's clearly got Rundle Vale's measure, and Strange Music battling on well on the outside, and coming through on the inside is Rathbrook, but Motto Prince Bayliss puts the whip away as he's inclined to race a little bit erratically in the last 100 metres, but he's starting to get away from Rundle Vale. And this is a sound trial for the Queensland Cup, 3,200 metres as against 32 metres yesterday. But the relaxed manner in which he raced suggests Motto Prince will be able to handle the marathon journey. Race 5 was the 4BC Trophy graduation and a well-deserved victory to Killy Moon, ridden by Mike Pelling. It was decided to take him to the front and see if he would settle. He did that beautifully, and he was able to hold off the very unlucky Cheers for Us, who's starting to make his run, coming very deep in the green colours.
Tammy Char, Sequita Bell, minimum weight. Then Cheers for Us, 5 deep on the bend out Beaujolais. Then Regal Plot and Luskin Knight, well in the straight, 350 metres to go. And Killy Moon's going strongly. He's 2 in front. Yellow Gator in second place, then Tammy Char. Minimum weight giving them a long start. Cheers for Us starting to wind up on the outside. Killy Moon's the leader. Can he stick out this last 100 metres or so? Killy Moon a length in front of Yellow Gator, who's trying hard to reach him. Then Cheers for Us, a minimum weight on the outside. He's just in front. Killy Moon, he might stall them off. They hit it. Yes, he's won it. Killy Moon first. Barrier number...
Well, certainly the unlucky runner there was Cheers for Us. He was cut out at the start and had to come wide, and certainly worth following in this class. A big plunge landed in race 7, Matobi Prince. First run after several months, 1,500 metres. Good training performance by Henry Davis, and didn't the bookies know it? 7's into 7 to 4, Matobi Prince. Oriel Time makes up plenty of ground to get second, and Battle Cry battled on strongly for third.
One to Sakurai. Matobi Prince worse than midfield. He's 4th last as they straighten up. Further back, Oriel Time, Stellite and Smoke and Mystery. They head for the judge, 400 metres to go. Channel Light clear. Battle Cry coming after him on the outside, or starting to make ground, then Best of Irish Sakura, Little River Bend to the outside. Savoy Trouble in between horses, and now Matobi Prince. He's got a lovely run, about 3 off the rails, and he's coming after the leaders quickly. Battle Cry just in front, Matobi Prince grabbed him. Here's Oriel Time coming after Matobi Prince on the outside, but Matobi Prince shot clear with 50 metres to go, and he's going to land the big plunge. Matobi Prince.
Yes, it was a good training performance, and a big plunge landed there. The bookies really stunned. We show the slow-mo of the final stages, and the runner-up Oriel Time didn't do his chances much good by ducking in. Gave Steve Sharman a torrid ride. In fact, Sharman was later suspended by stewards for causing interference. Now, Matobi Prince in those blue and yellow colours, just switching around the heels of Battle Cry. 3 out from the fence, is well handled by Peter Losh, and he goes to the post generously. Now, Oriel Time is the one down the outside in the cerise colours. Now, he is inclined to duck in here, despite the fact that Sharman's got the whip in the right hand. He had to stop riding him momentarily, and he went to the post every bit as good as the winner. In fact, I think he was probably taking a little bit away from Matobi Prince at the finish. Battle Cry, he's fighting on strongly over on the inside, but no match for the first 2. And Matobi Prince certainly is going to go on and score in much better company than this, judging on his fine first-up effort. But Oriel Time, I thought his effort was solid and is worth following again in this class. Randwick was the venue for Sydney racing yesterday. Mick Dittman, unlucky as we said earlier on Natski in the Melbourne Cup. He bounced back to take out the Oaks on Thursday on research, and he was in fine form again yesterday as he scores here on Royal Reel in race 4 from Randwick. And have a look at the vigour of Dittman over the final stages. He lifts Royal Reel home from Dream Faith, who's in second place at this stage. Royal Reel the great.
Outside from Fromoli and Benzine. Dream Faith raced alongside and headed Investor. Royal Reel on the outside goes after Dream Faith, but Dittman's hard at work on Royal Reel. He wants to hang in a shade, and Dream Faith is leading from Investor. Royal Reel on the outside, still hanging in. Dream Faith at the moment holding Royal Reel. Royal Reel starting to gobble him up now. Dream Faith, Royal Reel, I think. I think Royal Reel's won it.
Yes, it was Royal Reel right on the line. The last 20 metres or so, he nailed Dream Faith. Race 5 was the Foundation Handicap, and victory here to Our Anniversary, who slices through in the centre. Looked race in 4 with a couple of 100 metres to go, but he went to the line too strongly for Demolition and Truly Texan.
Texan really being pressured for the lead by Demolition. Third is Touré's Girl chiming into the picture. I don't know whether Truly Texan's got a lot left as Demolition puts the neck in front. Touré's Girl on the outside, and then Our Anniversary. Demolition in front at the 150 metres on the outside. Touré's Girl. Our Anniversary starting to chime in now. Demolition in front, but Our Anniversary's claiming it quickly, and Our Anniversary swamping Demolition. Our Anniversary has arrived in time to...
Race 7 was the Welter Handicap. This is the final leg of the treble from Randwick yesterday, and it went to My Red Deer, ridden by Dennis McClune. A storming finish, surges to the front about the 100-metre mark, sustaining that run, went away to score from Swain. My Red Deer starting at 9 to 1.
Over Tax Dancer to 3 lengths, then Swain called upon. On the fence is Abstinent, and the others headed by My Red Deer. Bowlsea at the 200, now he's gone for the whip. Swain runs on, so does My Red Deer, and Tax Dancer fights on solidly. Bowlsea about to be grabbed by My Red Deer on the outside. Swain sticks on. My Red Deer, however, starting to come away from Swain. My Red Deer beats Swain. Third placing, I think.
Well, Sydney horses have enjoyed a very good spring carnival in Melbourne, and that run was continued in the 4th from Flemington yesterday. It went to Blixen, a filly trained by Vic Thompson Jr., and she looked very impressive. She, in fact, blitzed them. She cruised right away and scored by 3.5 lengths from Gilded Lily. Blixen in cerise colours, purpley cerise colours to be exact.
Gilded Lily coming out after it, 1.5 lengths into Blixen. Heidi struggling out in the middle is Dunyasha, followed by Jewel of Biscay. Then Sovereign Lady down the outside, coming home well, followed by Sharp Play. Inside the 200, Blixen got to the front. On the outside of it, battling on is Dunyasha, then Gilded Lily, but Blixen darted away, and Blixen went for home and is home from Dunyasha and Gilded Lily. The others struggling, then startling last, but Blixen is going to walk in, and Blixen wins about 4 lengths. Second home is Gilded Lily. Third's pretty tight.
Well, the Queenslander Planet Ruler was expected to be very hard to beat in the Ampol. He was heavily backed to start the favourite at 2 to 1, but disappointing yesterday, possibly the worst run of his career. He was a beaten horse before the home turn, and he was in a pretty weary 6th place when they reached the line. Deserved victory here to Our Westminster, who's cruising up. The baldy face horse, very striking horse, and Peter Cook looking good.
Get a run. Our Westminster further out from True Dreams. Planet Ruler behind them. Eastern Classic down the outside from Tierra Rest. Our Westminster went up on the outside of Above Deck. True Dreams further out with Eastern Classic. Our Westminster in front, 250 to go. He hasn't called on it yet. Eastern Classic coming out after it, but Our Westminster got a half in front now at the 150. Beat it a length in front of Eastern Classic. Warned late from True Dreams, but Our Westminster the leader near the line, and Our Westminster wins the Ampol. Wins by a length from the run home to Eastern Classic. Third home is...
Well, we show you the slow-mo there of Our Westminster and highlight just what a cold rider Peter Cook is, because, as the caller said, he was still smoking the pipe 200 metres out. You can see him, he's saving up for that one last little effort from Our Westminster, who was regarded by some as being a fraction suspect at a tough 1,600 metres, but Cook keeping something in reserve as first Eastern Classic comes at him. Warned down the outside. He died on his run to eventually finish 4th, and True Dreams coming through on the inside to claim 3rd. But it's Our Westminster. Peter Cook giving him a couple of cracks with the whip, and he's comfortably holding Eastern Classic. And I said a deserved victory, because Our Westminster's been racing most consistently in Melbourne during this trip over from New Zealand, and I think that few would begrudge him that win. He also raced in fine style in Brisbane in the winter, and didn't have much luck here either. The 7th event, and consolation for Zamakima, who missed out on the Melbourne Cup run. He was too lightly weighted there to gain a place in the field. Some felt he would have been hard to beat, but he certainly made amends yesterday and took out the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Larry Elson, the winning rider, clever ride. Now he's in yellow colours in the centre of the pack.
Out after it quickly, the stablemate Camilla. They're followed by Surge. Zamakima trying to get to the middle of the field. Be Reasonable down the outside. Now Zamakima getting out. Al Farasdak in front, 300 to go. Zamakima stride by stride, wearing it down. Then Be Reasonable. Zamakima coming out after Al Farasdak. Al Farasdak grabbed by Zamakima. The favourite takes the lead now. Be Reasonable coming home late. Zamakima a nose in front of Al Farasdak, fighting back. Zamakima just in front. Zamakima a long head to Al Farasdak.
Well, that's our racing segment this morning. We've got Bundamba meeting on Wednesday. Next Saturday is Brisbane Handicap Day, and we hope to see Vo Rogue in action at Eagle Farm in the Brisbane Handicap, provided the weights are okay. Trainer Vic Rail's going to run him, and we've got an interesting clash down at Kembla Grange on Tuesday. It's a state of origin clash between the top Queensland riders and the top New South Wales jockeys. My money's on Queensland, Pat.
And you're going down for it too, with the supervisor?
I'm co-coach. Gene Miles is coming down, a special guest of the club. He's the